Vibe blowing at the jack, got the loud jumping at the back. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the bands jumping at the bag. Vibe blowing at my jack, got the loud jumping at the back. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the bands jumping at the bag. Another milestone, look at that. Paper boy, I'm a paper route till I'm 6 down on my back. I'm an old soul like my dad. My old girl's still a fan. And yo girl at the live show, so don't act like I ain't the man. I'm kicking my feet up, get frank like Aretha. I'm calm, but I'm teed up, just flip me a stack. The re-up just doubled up off of the muscle, I stuck to the task. They see me, I'm troubled, I'm bubbling up till it's stuck. And they want me to stay where I'm at. I'm good everywhere that I'm stepping, my presence is crucial. You know that this shit not no trend. On a big wave, I'm controlling the tide. Snake eyes when you rolling the dice. So with the stakes inside, I could never take another nigga advice. They can't reach the sky, I'm aiming up high. I just wanna know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like, I come from outside of this. Out the quicksand, I'm the big man, doing big things. Couple big change, up a state lines, doing stage dives on cam. It ain't no limit to my vision. Check the temp, I'm on fire with it. Got the bands jumping out the bag, Prosecco on ice. I'm nobody nice, gon' run up a check. Demand my respect, I'm doing the most. I never quit, they want me to quit. I'm good as it come, I'm good as it gets. Vibe blowing at the jack, got the loud jumping out the bag. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is
and you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Yeah. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.
What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to the internationally known and recognized symbol of YouTube and excellence and edutainment. It is the Boss Up Show, part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne of this ish, the King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth. Yours truly, the notorious one, aka Mr. Coachellini, better known as the prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you're back in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood, CGA, and EWF. That is every woman's fantasy in the whole fucking show. I'm the CEO, Nigga of Fixes Binds LLC. The unbinder, the undebatable, the undisputed best entertainment here on YouTube. You can call me Senor Gregorio Graybeard. The ladies love to call me Mr. Third Leg Craig.
Was just phenomenal.
Also, the man with one trabajo. That is the ecclesiastical Mitch Slapper. You're looking at the anointed one.
Acknowledge me.
The founding father of the After Pill, the junior college sociologist, the Morpheus of the mating matrix, the chocolated Confucius, the Black Moses, the deliverer, also known as the man that ecclesiastically walks in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game, but in case you forget those names, just call me Malo Poppy, Hentai CGA, the Lord of the Lings, Genghis CGA, James Bond, and you can call me CGAC, God Allah. And then I'm the reigning, defending, 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. Let's get right into today's show. We got a show today. LeBron James has been slam dunked for saying that he wouldn't marry a stay-at-home woman if he was single in today's dating marketplace. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, man, where do we start with that one?
The humanity.
Where do we start with that one? Well, number one, we have to start with LeBron James is perceived to be a billionaire. All right, and shout out to him. He's a billionaire basketball player, and also he is executive producer out in Hollywood, and he's got a lot of other businesses that he got going on out there in Bel Air, California. But apparently he's following the New World Order agenda of pushing for no stay-at-home women, he says. He didn't say wife or mom. He says stay-at-home women. And this is from a podcast that was from last year that I actually reviewed another clip. And now this clip is resurfaced, and it's got him in all kind of hot water, boiling water, hot grits. And people are concerned about his message here. Some people calling it pro-propaganda, liberal, feminist agenda. Okay. Some people call it that he's demeaning women who are stay-at-home moms and putting them down to belittle them. Some people call it anti-traditional family. And some people say, how hypocritical, LeBron. Your wife ain't got no job. Okay, they're saying that he's speaking out of both sides of his neck, like a lot of people out here in the manosphere. LeBron, what job does your wife have? I mean, your wife is a stay-at-home woman. But here's the deal. He said if he was married, if he would get married again. All right, so there's a lot to break down in that. We know LeBron James poses as an intellectual. All right. One white woman told him to just shut up and dribble, and they're telling him again to just shut up and dribble. But LeBron James is entering into a new phase of his life where he's going to be an intellectual, right? He wants to enter into a next phase of his life after he's done playing in the National Basketball Association. Okay. He wants to be a general manager, perhaps a part owner of maybe one of the Las Vegas basketball franchises that is coming up. He wants to put his hat in there. Magic Johnson also possibly might be putting his hat in there. A lot of people want that Las Vegas expansion franchise. And I believe LeBron James is going to head one of those particular groups that will be pining for the Las Vegas basketball franchise. So he wants to be seen as somebody that is thought-provoking, that is educated, even though he didn't go to college and he graduated from high school and this type of thing. He wants to be seen as someone that can push forward new thoughts and ideas. You've actually saw LeBron reading a book where he wasn't reading. He actually said that one of his favorite books is a book that he never read. All right. You know, it happens from time to time. Perhaps he's going to be like The Rock, where The Rock is seen as someone who was a professional wrestler, and they were saying that he might run for president one day. Maybe LeBron might have his eyes on the White House prize. Okay. Maybe that might be something he's looking for. But nonetheless, he is out here doing some things like thinking out loud and causing controversy. And that's what happens when you think out loud. All right. When you say shit, you got to stand on business. All right. When I say shit, I stand on business. And LeBron, he might be standing on business with this one, even though a lot of people don't agree with him. So we're going to break that down. Coming up next, speaking of basketball players, we have grandmama himself, Larry Johnson, with a nice piece of ling. All right, wait till you see this.
What kind of fuck you?
All right, you think I'm bad out here? Wait till you see with what UNLV legendary basketball player, grandmama, former Charlotte Hornet, former New York Knickerbockers, you know, the 4-point play guy. All right, one of the best college teams that ever played. He's one of the best junior college basketball players that have ever played. Larry Johnson leaving the Madison Square Garden with your daughter. All right. Yes, indeed. Yes, he did.
What kind of fuck you?
And we're going to take a look at that. You think I'm a bad guy? Wait till you see what Larry, grandmama Johnson, got going on out here. He out there with your college friends.
What kind of fuck you?
All right, we're going to see that later on in today's show. We also have Straggle and Snickle Theater. We have a guy that says he's on a mission to bang as many BBWs as he possibly can. All right, just when you thought BBWs were easy targets, not no more. All right, we got a Chad, I use the term lightly, saying that he's going to be on a mission to bang as many BBWs as he can. All right, we got that coming up here, plus a lot of crime at Law CGA to cover. That's why I put in here, how long should today's shows be? And it looks like the number one option is the 3-hour mark. I normally pan for a 3-hour show with a little bit of stuff in between. All right, the edutainment. And a 4-hour mark is a popular time frame. But at one of these days, I'm gonna do a YouTube takeover. Yes, I am. New world order. And I'm gonna just stream all day. One of these days, we'll see. We got to say evil world we live in, and possibly a word from Sinful the P from the grave. Rest in peace to Sinful the P. He's got a message for all you squares and you lames, and we're gonna see that maybe if we have time. That's why I said I got a lot to cover here, because a lot coming up here this summer here. It's already 105 degrees out here in Las Vegas, and it sounds like bacon's crackling out there as soon as you walk outside. All right, but anyway, to contribute to today's show, it is $ the Notorious, CGA on the Cash App, Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV, PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams, and that is all in the description box right here. All right, but you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. Yes, indeed. All right, I remember I kept saying that those links are in the description box in the Free Agent Lifestyle channel, and they weren't. All right, they weren't in the description box. I was like, oh man, okay. Anyway, the humanity. It is what it is, and you can ask Giz. And also, I stole your girl while you was in prison, jail for CGA assault. Right, it is what it is. You was jealous, is all your fault. Shout out to Hustle Every Day says every man has potential, not every man has a plan. Shout out to you, man. Every man has a potential, but not every man has a plan. He says all women have a vagina, but not one will make you king. Shout out to you, brother. And that was early in the morning. You were possibly watching a replay. Shout out to the people who donate watching the replay. All right. Hustle Every Day does that. I appreciate that. We all have the potential to be who we need to be. We just sometimes ain't got the guts or the intestinal fortitude.
Do you have the stomach
to become who you need to become? A lot of men like to be liked. Right, as you know, one of the things we preach over here is have the courage to be disliked. All right, don't worry about people liking you, man. All right, because people liking you can't pay your bills. People liking you, they might show up to your funeral, might. All right, Kevin Samuels proved that that's false. All right, a lot of people liked him and crickets. All right, but it wasn't like he was taking inventory. But have the courage to be disliked, and have the courage to say things and stand on business, and have the courage to recognize that a lot of men are just bitch ass niggas. Yes, they are. Shout out to Ian Williams, says salute to Hollywood CGA. And LeBron James, if you're watching me, he also says silence, you fool. All right, he told you to be quiet. All right, be quiet. Stop talking. All right, but LeBron James is not exactly the most talkative person, and you see him here and there onesie two-skis, but he's not the most talkative person. And a lot of people don't like what he says because, maybe they say he's a paid operative of the New World Order. New world and sometimes, he's a single mother raised man, so he's trying to not step on toes. LeBron James is one of these guys, like some of these Fugazi Manosphere guys. They want to be liked. LeBron James actually wants to be liked. And I understand that, you know what I mean? Like he has to be liked, but the more he tries to be likable, the more dislikable he is. Like, do you find that to be true? Right. And the other hand, he's compared to Michael Jordan a lot. I don't think there's really any comparison between the two other than those two are arguably the best basketball players that have ever lived or played in the National Basketball Association. And Michael Jordan had the courage to be disliked. He doesn't care. Like, he don't care if you like him. He didn't even care if his teammates liked him. He was like, fuck it. Right. Nobody, he don't care. Like, he like, bro, you liking me don't mean nothing. And if you dislike me, so the fuck what? But he's like, but in any event, Republicans and Democrats buy Jordan shoes. Just show me the money. Right. So
I got money.
Now, some people might say, well, that's a stain on Michael Jordan's career. The fact that his teammates didn't like him. Scottie Pippen doesn't like him. A lot of people his kids don't like him. They say that's a stain on his career, but I don't see it as that. But I'm Gen X. You know what I mean? Kobe Bryant had that shit too. Kobe Bryant was like, the fuck? All right. Kobe Bryant literally is like, I got limited time to be on this planet. All right. I got to get in what I get in. All right. And leave a legacy and have you remember me. Who gives a fuck about you liking me, bro? All right. All right, who cares about you liking me? But LeBron has the need to be liked, and we don't promote the need to be liked over here. All right, we want respect. All right, we want the dough, but we don't give a fuck if you like. Like, if you don't like me, I don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't affect my life.
I got money.
It doesn't affect my life. We got to go ahead and leave. We got to leave a reputation. We got to leave a story here. We got to leave an essence here. Okay, when we walk in a room, everybody gonna know what we about. We're not going to hem and haw and southpaw, soft shoe you. Yeah, man, who cares about that? But I come from a different time. People want to be liked, especially the black man. The black man wants to be liked. But I'm going to tell you, man, I'm going to tell you. And somebody said Kobe and Michael Jordan had fathers, whereas LeBron didn't. And so that's the difference. LeBron wants to be liked. But I'm going to tell you, the more you try to be liked, the more people will find ways to dislike you. All right, you got to tell them, like, okay, you don't like me, go. I don't give a fuck. As I say, go fuck yourself. Who cares? But, you know, that's a hard lesson for men to learn. And most of you guys are going to learn it way too late in your life. You're like, what if I would have had this idea that I don't care if people like me or not? What if I would have had that earlier in life? How far could you have gotten? All right, we're going to go ahead and strip the poll down. It says you guys want the 3-hour variety show. So we'll get in there. 4-hour variety was second place. So we'll be there. We'll just do our regular show. Shout out to Ian Williams, man. We out here winning. LeBron James does suffer from the courage. He doesn't have the courage to be disliked. He wants to be likable. You know, he wants to leave a legacy. He wants to be like Muhammad Ali. Right? He wants to be I do think he fashions himself the next Muhammad Ali. Here's the problem. And I'm going to tell you what that problem is. I'm going to tell you what that, because he wants to be seen as, you know, the guy that, you know, he did the right thing for all people. He was the people's champion. Here's the problem with that mindset. And maybe if one of his underlings are watching me, maybe Rich Paul watches me when, you know, he's hanging out with Adele, rubbing her belly and whatnot. Here's the problem. Muhammad Ali was highly disliked for most of his life. Okay. He was highly disliked, like greatly. Like, he didn't start off where people were liking him. Same thing as Martin Luther King. He was the most hated man on the fucking planet for a long time. And people retrospectively don't think so. Okay. They think, oh, everybody liked what he was saying and it made sense. Nah, bro, dude, people didn't like him. Not even his own people liked him. They was ready to turn on him. They was ready to turn on him during the Montgomery boy bus cop, which was his launch. They was ready to turn on him and be like, man, let's stop listening to this little nigga. So not only that, people saying people hated Jesus. So most people that are held in high regard is usually after time of you putting in work. And most of the time you standing on business. And then people are like, damn, I respect him. I like him. He stood on business and he knew what he was fighting for and the courage to be disliked. All right. So you can't just be liked the entire time. You got to just stand on your square, stand on business. And at the end of the day, they may like you. Yeah. Anyway, we got a couple brothers here that have sponsored today's show already out of the box. It is our brother. We're going to call him Brian Williams. That's like Greg Adams. That's a common name. He says, this is my back pay tidings for the message that you put out there. You are the Walter Cronkite, Walter Cronkite, pause. And he says, in the Gil Noble of the new defunct manosphere, keep leading the select few to the promised land. Shout out to you, Walter Cronkite. I am the face of the variety show, the new videos. Men be making videos an hour video on one subject, which was me. I'm like, you could talk about me for an hour. Imagine me talking about one of these motherfuckers for an hour. I wouldn't even have much to say. Like, what do I say? All right. Let me talk about how boring this individual is. Let me talk about how ugly this individual is. How much more can I say? But that's neither here nor there. I am the new face of the defunct manosphere. The manosphere is dead, y'all. Did y'all know? All right. The manosphere is dead. I mean, there's some still people here that are doing their work, you know, underneath the scene. And that's what the manosphere used to be. But the manosphere is dead. All right. And it's defunct and it's gone. All right. But we're still leading the pack. All right. And somebody said it won't come back either. It's gone. We here with the after pill. We're here with the free agent lifestyle. We don't need none of them funky ass losers. We are here with the Shield and the Coach Gang. We are here running an independent program, and we have the ability to do that. Apparently, people still mad. I'm out here with these young girls. All right. How did the manosphere come out here telling me I can't date a variety of young women? Coach, you need to get married and settle down, ass nigga. All right. We hear Brian Williams. By the way, Brian Williams, we need to acknowledge that it's a 2-time sponsorship. 1 and 2. Let's go. Shout out to Brian telling me I'm the Walter Cronkite of this defunct manosphere space. All right. We done moved forward and moved on. They still thought I was on that bullshit. By the way, anybody get ecclesiastically married lately? Nope. Nobody. That's what I thought. Nobody has gotten 0 ecclesiastic marriages in the last 12 months. How about that? Right? How about that? I didn't see that coming at all. Yeah, all right. Coach, he got you on this one. He brought up ecclesiastical marriages. And guess what? Nobody's got one. Nobody's got one. Guess how many people got divorced since then? All right. How many people got divorced? New world order. I guarantee you millions of people got divorced and 0 people got ecclesiastically married. So who's new world order? All right. What? Huh? Oh, okay. Let's get into it. Straggle and Snickle Theater. Let's start it off.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me. You can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky. Come get high with me. That's a deal, right?
Straggle and Snickle Theater. Let's have some fun with some funnies here. Let's get the show off here. Straggle and Snickle Theater. I don't know what city this is in Africa, but apparently, how dare this woman run out here and marry her a young African man here. Let me go ahead and pull this up on your screen. Apparently, supposedly they had a marriage and they had broken up. But take a look at this right here on your screen. What part of Africa is this right here? And he looking kind of zesty, to be honest with you. But take a look. She got a new apartment. And her man is back. All right, there he is. He back in here. He back with his big old piece of swine. Look at this. My goodness gracious. He beating the backside of that pale skin. Boy, ain't a stitch of melanin in that. And her hairline is pushed back like Hulkamania here. Good Lord have mercy. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on here. All right, but I suspect this is what they want me to do in the manosphere. New. All right, but he kind of zesty and bisexual like a true manospherian himself, because, you know, the manosphere has been built since 2021 off the back of homosexuals. All right, but that's neither here nor there, and we can prove it, and we've proved it, so I don't want no bullshit around here. But let's play this video.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We are back together. We are blessed in our new apartment. Oh, with a new wedding ring. It's so beautiful from my baby. And we have an apartment, and we're living together. So, yeah, God is good and faithful. And where's my, oh, here we go, Chinami, right here, so you know that nothing affects me except God, right? So, yeah.
Oh, my goodness, man. I tell you, brothers.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Hey, look, let me just tell you, man. And somebody said this. I think it was a woman. She said, the wall, what a joke. Women will never hit the wall. The number one reason why women will never hit the wall is because there's always black men. There's always black, and I cannot lie. A true manosphere gay incel is going to disagree. But if you are in the after pill, you have to know that that's true. All right. Black men are poor. They're always going to date women for money. They'll go for it. All right. Ask Sinful to P. Sinful to P, I tell you. These niggas always going to go be under somebody's roof. All right. There's always going to be a series of niggas to do so. And there's always going to be a series of Jamaican and African niggas, you know, niggas from Ghana, Nigeria, the Ivory Coast, that'll beat the brakes out of this. I'm talking about dig her out. I'm just talking about dig her out. Give her the best 10-incher that you will ever find. All right. Give her the best cheeks claps. I'm talking about putting it through her back, her mouth, her throat, all of that right there. All right. I mean, so
Yeah, that brother starving.
all right. There's as long as there's black men, any shades of black, any nationality of black, a woman will never hit the wall at all. Never. Okay. Never, ever, ever. But shout out to that wonderful couple there. And bisexual black men. Apparently, she has a great Instagram page over here. And yeah. All right. Goodness gracious. Take a look at. I mean, look at this, man. I'll tell you, is this who the manosphere wants me to sit around and dating, women this age? Date a woman your age, coach. All right, golly.
Oh, the humanity.
Talk about weather beating. This woman definitely grew up in Iowa or Minnesota. All right, one of those areas. She definitely a Midwestern woman, red hair. All right, apparently we have a new gender. All right, there's 150,000 genders. I know you say, Coach, there's only 2. Well, you fought that long enough, but I cannot no longer find that battle. If I can't find that battle, you always got, as long as you got Gen Z, there's more genders. Apparently, this woman has come up with a new gender right there. You see that woman and you're like, which one? I know they're Gen Z. You can't tell. All right, it is the woman on the left. All right, or is it? Let's go ahead and play this video here about the new gender. You never heard of it. First time I'm hearing of it.
I have discovered a new species.
Why you calling me a new?
I have discovered a new species.
Why you calling me a new species?
This a stud man girl.
Get the phone, nigga. I said I'm a burl, man. Damn.
A burl?
Yes.
Okay, that's the drill.
A burl. Look. Burl.
If you turn this way, you might can get it. I told her the same shit.
Hey, get the both y'all get up in my face. Y'all don't go that way. Hey, if you
I have.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump or Putin, anybody get this message? What is the guy name? Xi Jinping in China? What about the dude in North Korea? Line the shit up. Line it up, bro. Line it up. A burl. She says she's a burl. Send it. Line them up, bro. I told you we need a reset, man. Right? We gonna need a reset out here. Okay. A burl. A burl. I never knew about a burl. All right, but apparently as long as there's Gen Z, burls. All right, let me go ahead and play the video.
Discovered a new species.
By the way, these are your black women that you out here trying to save. You don't forgot. Y'all trying to save these 30 and 40-year-old black women. Y'all don't forgot about the 20-year-old black women. Here we go.
Why you calling me a new species?
This a stud man girl.
All right, so you can see here, he calls her a stud man girl. And boy, are her lips ashy. All right, but you can see she has what do you call it? She has eyelashes on this side and no eyelash on that side. She has a taper and a fro on this side. And then she has, what do they call them? The little baby hairs and a wig on that side. All right, a burl. Whose daughter is this? And this dude almost looks more like a girl than she does. Again, men are the new women. Women are the new men. All right, so a burl, y'all.
Get the phone, nigga. I said I'm a burl, man.
I said I'm a burl. A burl, and she's serious about it. She got flat chested on this side and itty bitty titties on the other side. I said I'm a burl.
Damn.
A burl?
Yes.
A nigga's gonna be starving over burls. I'm gonna tell you, that's their new things.
Yeah, that's
a burl.
Starving.
Dudes are gonna be trying to look for burls, all right, and seeing if they got a little twinks in between their legs, because man of fear.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Niggas gonna be like, man, I like burls, coach. Ain't nothing wrong with a burl. All right, here we go.
Okay, that's the drill.
A burl. Look.
You see, on one side, she woke up today and planned this.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
She woke up. She said, look, doesn't it make sense? On this side, I'm a boy. But then when I turn around,
if you turn this way,
girl. But when I turn around, I'm a girl. All right. Hey, man, look, man, ring the bell. So is this mental stability or what? Is this the new what SSRIs cause this here? What is in the water? They're turning the frogs gay. And you want me to save this? You want me to save this? I'm out, bruh. Free agent lifestyle for life. For life. Free agent lifestyle for life. She's a burl. All right, I'll go ahead with it. We can go with it. All right, let's go back to Straggle Snickle Theater. This is a rapper. This rapper actually featured on here, but I don't know his name. So shout out to him if he watches the show, because you know the celebrities all watch CGA. This guy, you'll see him when you see him. I actually played a video about him before saying some Fugazi-ish, and apparently he is not going to stop. Let me see, do we have it? Okay, we don't have his name. You can see him down right here. Okay, he is the one on the right. Apparently he has this to say about, well, let's let him explain it.
Sometimes you might have to get fucked. So now you know how to do the fuck. Whoa. But see, it hit different when you a real nigga. And you know how to fuck niggas, but you don't.
Excuse me?
That's what I'm on. Like, if you need to be fucked, man, I don't mind. Like,
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
I can go twice as high. Take a look.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Reading rain.
Come on, man.
I can go.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Friends to know.
See, they like to sneak it on you sometimes. You know what I mean? They like to just let it creep up. They like to go a little sneako, Andrew Tate. They like to just hang out with you and just slide it through. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've been watching those guys, Dean the Great and Adrian Broner. They're doing the same thing too to these young men.
Hey, yo, chill, son.
Right? And then they acting like I'm tripping for calling it out.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on,
That's not
man.
my cup of tea, bro. All right, hey man, we hang around and talk like this sometimes. Not me. All right, and he's serious too. All right, hey, be careful with these guys, man. They watch too much content. They sitting around circle jerking each other. All right. And it's just getting crazy at this particular point. I'll pass. I'll pass. And we have a Chad out here. All right. This guy's a Chad. We're going to go ahead and find his profile here on Instagram. He claims to be a Chad. Let me see if we can do it. All right. We have a Chad that's down bad. Let me see if we can pull him up on the internet. Okay, so, you know, you're going to say he's not a Chad, but we'll go ahead and play the video anyway. This is the guy. You see him here on your screen. That's him. He has a very relatively small Instagram page, all right, under 10,000. That's going to be small. He is right here saying how to crack a BBW easy mode. All right, you can see him right here. There's as much of his posts are related to him cracking BBWs, but you're mad at me for cracking 22-year-old women. It's crazy. All right, but that seems to be his target and how he gets a lot of his views and attention. All right, but, you know, he's also how to pull femboys over here. We tell you, man, these men acting fugazi around here. All right, they slipping that fugazi shit in here. But he says he's going to do a hinge experiment on how many BBWs he can crack in 30 days. All right, this is the black man's message right here. Black man, y'all done this in your sleep. So let's go ahead and play his video right here.
Know anything about BBWs, they have become extremely selective due to hypergamy, so I'm most likely going to have to fraud max, especially if I plan on pulling the hot ones. So I'm just going to find an aesthetic picture just like this of a model that the BBWs are already drooling over and have AI replace his face with mine so I can upload these to my dating apps. And I just use Regen for this, by the way. I should have a date later tonight with Sarah, but I'll keep you guys updated on the results.
Damn, look at Sarah with that big hump in the back. Big old whale back there. She got a big old junk wagon back there, boy. Brothers are starving looking at that right there, boy. You seeing all that?
Yeah, that's brother starving.
I'm going to be doing an experiment to see how many BBWs I can crack in 30 days.
All right, there you go right there. How many BB? Hey. And he's going to do what, maxing?
And if you know anything about BBWs,
look at that back there. Look at that shelf back there, brothers.
They have become extremely selective due to hypergamy, so I'm most likely going to have to fraud max.
He's going to fraud max to get him a BBW.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
All right. Is he going to do any mogging? Apparently, they mog stuff here in the manosphere now. All right. Is he going to mog somebody? He's doing some looks maxing, some fraud maxing, and some mogging to get a big old whale. A whale elephant, if you will. I don't know if you need to do all of that. Just say you're a black guy and they'll show up. Well, all All right, good for him. Good on him. I think he's going to be highly successful on this endeavor because it was super duper easy for me when I was down bad too. You know,
Yeah, that brother's
everybody's down bad. Everybody like a BBW. Don't start acting like you ain't out here gonna smash this real quick.
Especially if I plan on pulling the hot one.
A hot one too. You know, hey man, cute in the face, thick in the waist. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of love, baby. That's Straggle and Snickle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Do me a favor, man. Just give me the likes. Don't pass the scroll. Mugga. We got over 1,000 people in here. These are the loyal, the dedicated few, many, the dedicated masses, and many of the Coach Greg Adams Army, the Shield. So we appreciate you for being here and being here at our regular bat time on our regular bat channel. We're still doing good. Shout out to Pro Man says, if you want to see how women act around the top dog, join a combat unit in the military. I don't care if it's your high school sweetheart or your girl church crush. She going. I saw it happen a lot. Shout out to our brother Pro Man. Anybody ever military, any military men in here? Okay, you know, there's a sense any woman that goes to the military is already a questionable skeezer. All right. You know, look at all these teachers out here going and targeting young boys. All right. If a woman goes to the military, this woman wants to get a train ran on her. Okay. I know military women, and they all admit they get trains ran on them. They fuck, they barrack bunnies. They run their numbers up in the military. And this is when they're barely 18 years old. All right. And don't even talk about the staff sergeants that they be out there. Okay. So if you've been to the military and then people want to talk about, you know, how women don't go after the top dog in their group. Yeah, they do. If you go to the military or the police academy, police officers, they go after the top dog, bruh. They going after the top dog's roof. Yes, indeed. They call them a battle boo. Battle boos. Man, yo, you see it on steroids, and a lot of good innocent girls. People don't realize innocent girls, they love to get wrecked out here. Okay, they love to get wrecked. Shout out to all our military people here because we just had the birthday of the Army, the 250th birthday of the Army, I believe. I might have it wrong. And we have the 251st, maybe something like that, 251st holiday of the United States of America. July 4th is coming up. The Independence Day is coming up. And this weekend, guys, it is Juneteenth coming up this weekend. Who's celebrating Juneteenth this weekend?
What's up, nigga? What's up for the weekend,
By
nigga?
the way, it is Father's Day this weekend. A lot of holidays coming up here. Father's Day always falls on Juneteenth, if I'm not mistaken. So much coming up. But shout out to the barrack bunnies. Look, these guys are telling you, man, women that go to the military, I'm just going to let you know, if you marry a military woman, you better have the stomach. Okay. You better have the stomach. You better just be better off not knowing how she get down.
Do you have the stomach?
All right. You better just realize that you better just do. I met a nice, sweet, innocent girl. She barely talked. She was kind of like a cutesy. She was really tall. She was really small, petite, big ass titties. I mean, big natural titties, good titties, like with the teardrop and all that. It was impossible to believe she had this set of nice titties, you know, because titties, they don't be, you know, they're not perfect and perky. Okay. There's a lot of over the shoulders, like a continental shoulder titties, man. She was about barely 5 feet tall, big old rack. All right. Not even a stomach to match. She was petite and all that. And she was military. And I was just thinking, bro, I was like, I know you got wrecked. Right. I know you got tossed in the military because she was getting tossed by me and I'm not even military. But I was like, man, I think she's even National Guard or Coast Guard now. All right, where she's not full time. I think they call it reserves, where she gets called in every now and then. She's got to do a couple of, you know, deployments throughout the year or two or whatever it is. I don't even know how it works. But, you know, they act like they don't want to do the deployment, but she was doing a deployment. And, dude, she was telling me that she was actually working on Guantanamo Bay. All right. That was one of her duties. I was like, man, I know you was getting tiggity tossed out there in Guantanamo Bay. How many women are out there at Guantanamo Bay? How many women, period? Okay. Now, how many civilian women? Then how many women are available? Like, you were like one of, somebody called them the weekend warriors. Okay. How many possible pussies are in Guantanamo Bay? How many? So you was one of only a couple pieces of kitty cat that was out there in Guantanamo Bay. Just only a couple pieces of punani. 2 pieces of peace leave walking around the entire Guantanamo Bay. So I already know that niggas was trading marbles in to get in front of the line. Okay. I was like, golly. I know they was just, them dogs was out there roof. Anyway, that was a mess. I mean, when she told me all that, I was like, I cannot take you seriously. But she was a damn cutie. She was cute. She was submissive. She was everything. And sometimes, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing about women that are cute and submissive. They're cute and submissive, and sometimes there's some women, he says, what her face looked like. She was cute. She looked like Tinkerbell. Like, she looked like Tinkerbell. Like, she was a little small, little white girl, you know. But I'm telling you, man, I'm looking at it and I'm like, sometimes I've met some of the cutest, most submissive, most feminine women. And unfortunately, it's sad to say and sad to report, some of them were hoes. That's the one part that you got to realize as you get older. As you get older, is that by the time that woman's 35 and 40, even though she's cute, feminine, submissive, she was all of that. But she was a military woman. You already know the trains was choo choo. You already know the chickadee choo choos was just. You've been a career military person. I don't know, man. It's a toss up. 6'7". All right. What do you do when you meet a cute, feminine, submissive woman, but she's a police officer, a nurse, a military brat? All right. You know, she grew up on Fort Bragg, or as they call it, Fort Greg Adams. All right. I took over. New world order. But she was a wonderful man. She was a wonderful human being, but I just cannot get over the fact that she was military. And I was like, boy, this had to be terrible. You know, because they all go through a dark time. I was in a dark place. Abby. Shout out to our brother Kalen says, though I don't believe LeBron James is the GOAT, even he could get bashed for criticizing women. You're right, coach. He says when you say he's trying to be a people pleaser in today's society, you have to walk a fine line, even if you're LeBron James. Imagine that. You got all this money. You know, just because you make a lot of money doesn't mean you get to do what you want to do out here. All right. You really still have to be somewhat independent and say, you know, fuck it, or the middle fingers in the air, but and risk it all. But, you know, LeBron James still got to walk a tightrope when he opens his mouth. And he doesn't like the criticism because he wants to be favorable. He wants to be seen as doing the right thing. There's a lot of do-gooders out here, and do-gooders are almost never right. They're almost always wrong, but there's a lot of do-gooders. There's a lot of people that don't have an inner monologue. There's a lot of normies and knuckle draggers, you know, this type of shit. And they just want to be saying the right thing. They're never going to jump out there and act like, you know what? I just disagree with how things are. They're never going to do that. And now you're a billionaire and you got to walk that aisle. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. But, you know, there's a great risk of saying things. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful of what you say and stand on it like a rock. Somebody said do-gooders are the biggest frauds. I agree. Do-gooders are anybody that uses morality as a means to, you know, basically say, well, I'm doing the right thing because I'm moral. These people got skeletons in their closet. All right. These people are not as moral as they portray. Now, I'd never really leverage morality in my arguments, at least not of late. I just basically say, this is what I believe. This is what I don't believe. It's not because, you know, this is the right thing to do, because dating coaches will talk about morality And then they will proceed to talk about how things are immoral, right? They'll talk about their behavior being completely immoral on one end or not, or the other. There's a lot of Swiper the Fox people here. I just don't like people that lean on morality. All right, because the morality it's what's moral today. Okay, like for instance, morality was you were against interracial relationships in the 1940s. That was the moral stance. Okay, now it is not so moral, so nobody's going to have that stance. So a lot of people are going to shy away from even taking that stance, even if they believe it. Even if they believe it, they'll just come out here. Well, I believe love is love. You can't help who you fall in love with. Okay, whatever. Whatever, nigga. Whatever. And by the way, you don't get no cookies for saying something that is popularly moral, right? What is the common stance? I'm going to say it. All right, here's a cookie for you. How about a cookie for you? You said what's right and what everybody thinks are right. You know, here for you. You really took a stand. You don't get no points for saying what's commonly known as the moral stance. All right, anyway. Shout out to our brother here. Castigator says, thank you again for keeping the men motivated and the Mitches convicted. Shout out to the Lord of the Lings, CGA. Shout out to you.
What kind of fuck you give me?
I'm going to keep you motivated. A sense of urgency. Castigator with the $1.5 co-sponsorship. Already we break it in the bank.
I'm rich.
That's one time, Castigator, already.
I'm rich, bitch.
One more.
I'm rich, bitch.
Shout out to you, Castigator. Damn. So we got Castigator already dropping the bag, making the YouTubers jealous. And we got Brian W dropping the bag already. All right, we already made more than these niggas made. All right, doing a 45-minute AdSense videos. All right, these men made $100 on CGA per video. Maybe 200, 250. All right, shout out to them right there. Castigator, man, shout out to you. Miles says, I was watching Saint in the Center and he gave you a lot of praise for your good business dealings and wisdom. He mentioned that he'd like to come to your platform as an invited guest, and you two guys are the only ones dropping knowledge and haven't sold out. Shout out to both of you. Shout out to the Saint in the Center. I do owe the Saint in the Center an appearance on my platform because he was gracious enough to invite me onto his platform and his audience. And while people will say, well, he doesn't agree with you, that don't mean anything. See, two men can get along when they don't agree, and we can still be gentlemen about it. Saint in the Center has treated me with mad respect, all right, even off camera. And I know a lot of people have had bad dealings with him, or you don't, but he's treated me with the utmost respect. And also, I do owe him. But last I heard, he was not in Las Vegas. All right, he was not in Las Vegas. But we were going to talk about doing some things, but I think he has moved to Atlanta, or he's relocated. I hope I didn't give it up. But yeah. And you know, for him, I'm pretty sure he's watched other people dissect my business of being a social media content creator, right? And you know, somebody really went into the great lengths of trying to break down me being a content creator and a full-time creator and angling, and having all of my ducks in a row, my promotion marketing material, the ability to promote myself and have coaching calls. What am I supposed to do? Let people ring me for free? Beat me 911 or call me on my cell phone. I'll call you back to see what you gonna tell me. All right. So yeah, that's the case. All right. But I have my shit lined up. I'm like, look, I got books. I got everything. I got price point for everything. All right. You got $10 in your pocket. I got something for you. You got $2 in your pocket. I got something for you. I got something for you. I got something that'll edify you and keep you entertained and knowledge out here. But that's how you set it up. You got to set it up like this. Like, you guys got eyeballs. Why not use it? And shout out to him for recognizing that I have my shit set up. And by the way, I spent a lot of money to have my shit set up. Pause. All right. Lots and lots of money went into funding my ability to have everything available to people when I'm offline. And if you got $3.85 and you just broke, I ain't got nothing for you, man.
You get it through your thick skull that I'm broke. Dead, flat, stony, broke. I've got $3.85 in my purse.
Sometimes you only got $3.85 in your purse. Right? Is that somebody you know? Shout out to our brother. It is Kevy Kev. Put the ladies to bed. He says, Coach, I've been seeing the hyenas giving Jalen Brunson trouble about his wife's race. She's Jewish.
I'm not going to say what race,
woman.
what people.
She's a
We know I
young
can't
Jewish
say that.
American princess. If you guys didn't know Jalen Brunson, I've showed that picture of the Knicks Christmas party. Jalen Brunson's in his air with his Jewish girl.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I
He
can't
says, little
say
do they
that.
know, she was down with him since high school. Rather than run her through the mud, he says they should take notes. But of course, it's too late for many of them anyway. You're absolutely right, Kevy Kev. Jalen Brunson has been catching wreck because, you know, he is the star. He is the king of New York right now. He can do no wrong. But, you know, Jalen Brunson's look and actually who he is completely different. I'm pretty sure he went to an all-white high school running around with a Jewish girl. All right. I went to a Jewish high school myself. All right. Primarily a lot of Jewish women there and men. But then he went to Villanova. All right. Which is not actually a historically black college. And then he played in the NBA. But if you look at Jalen Brunson, he kind of looks edgy, a little thuggish, right? But, you know, because he has the braids and he has the demeanor, the strong demeanor, the killer instinct, the take no prisoner shit. And a lot of women who don't really watch sports, but when championship series come around, they're introduced to these characters for the first time, right? For instance, Anthony Joshua was the former heavyweight champion of the world, but women weren't introduced to him until he fought Logan or Jake Paul. So women, most of the time, these star athletes who we watch, these women don't typically watch them until they're in higher profile. Same thing about Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, we had been watching for a decade. Women didn't know who Klay Thompson was until he got with Megan Thee Stallion. So Jalen Brunson got put on their radar as of recent. And when they saw him, they were like, hey, nice back man in New York. I'm pretty sure he's doing well for himself. It's good to see him take over and be the king of New York. Now, they're now finding out that he's got a Jewish wife.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
So now they're dragging him. All the bonnet Jiffy Pop head biatches are dragging Jalen Brunson when we already knew. I've known for years he had a Jewish wife and a girlfriend. We have already known that. It's not a big deal. But now they were celebrating and rooting for him in New York and all areas in the Northeast. And now they dragging him. Oh, we can't cheer for him. He got a Jewish girlfriend.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
Wow. So they were cheering for him until then. And if you actually listen to Jalen Brunson, he's a very intelligent young man. All right. And I would say he definitely speaks white. All right. More than anything. I mean, but that's just his upbringing. I would say so. And shout out to the father of Jalen Brunson. I believe his name is begins with an R. I don't know what his name is. But Ricky Brunson, something like that, played in the NBA himself. Jalen Brunson has been known to be trained tough under his father. We actually showed that clip many years ago of his father's taking no shit. Rick Brunson training him. We showed that. Like, look at what he's putting his son through. And look at what his son has become. And it's good to see a great father and son story where the father is the one who is getting the credit for raising the young man. Shout out to Rick Brunson and Jalen Brunson. I'm happy for them. I'm not a big Knicks fan, but I'm definitely happy to see that story, to see him. And I like him. I like Jalen Brunson and his Jewish wife.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
But apparently the bonnet heads are pissed. All right. They're pissed off that he got a Jewish girl. All right. And anybody want to know here, as you can see here, the news publications are picking this up right here. Look, Allie Brunson is her name. All right. They're picking this up. This is 3 hours ago. You see this? One day ago, the woman behind Jalen Brunson. And these bonnet queens are pissed. They mad that it ain't well, I can't say it here on YouTube, but if you want to watch me be uncensored, go to CoachGregAdams.locals.com. It is the first link in the description box of what I would call these bonnet queens, these Jiffy Pop heads. All right. They are upset that this white woman, according to them, it's just a white woman, but she Jewish.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
They mad that this woman with her real hair, all right, this plain mop head, plain Jane is out here getting the credit. Look at her, all on the record, all in the pictures on the video, dancing. Come to death row. All right, anyway, they pissed. Shout out to Kevin Kev for bringing that up. All right, they mad at a motherfucker, boy. Why they mad? Oh, we can't get nothing. Hey, you should have been there from the beginning. That's his high school sweetie. She been there from the beginning, right from high school. But y'all out here, I don't want to get in a relationship in high school. I don't want to get married in high school. I don't want to take care of these niggas. I don't want to care. I want to build a nigga. All right, now they out here having a party. Having a party. Y'all out here dating 8 and 10 other niggas. Wait until you 34 to settle down. High school sweetie. And yes, he's a cornball, right? He's a lame. He's a corny dude, right? But he too corny. He too lame for me. You know how many black women turned Jalen Brunson down? Didn't even give him the benefit. Oh, he too corny. He too lame. Don't he play video games, right? Isn't he like a regular dude? He's just a regular corny dude. He doesn't look like it though. Like if you see him on the court, he look like he could be on Bone Thugs and Harmony. All right, hold on for a second. All right. If you see his picture, his mug shot, all right, look at this brother right here. This look like, look, hold on for a second. I wish I could play music on this show. All right. He looked like he could be on Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's the thuggish, ruggish bone. It's the thuggish, ruggish bone. It's 99, turn up. Yeah, yo. Cleveland is the city where we come from, so run. East 99 is where you find me. Together, yeah, yo, baby. Cleveland is the city where we come from, so run. Yeah, he looked like Mo Murder. They look like a, I can't say it on YouTube. Looks like a ghetto queen's dream niggy. You know what I mean? A broke ass niggy. All right, but guess what? He like white women at the end of the day.
Where the white women at?
See, they didn't see that coming. They didn't see that coming. Now he won a championship. The black women want to get in line. Hi, Jalen. Hi. Give him that weak black woman handshake. Hi, Jalen. You looking for a wife? Oh, you have a white woman?
Hey, where are the white women at?
You weak, spineless, gutless, you jellyback Negro. You Uncle Tom sellout. All right, anyway. Like, damn, you gonna just show up when you win the championship? All right, white bitch gonna be in there already. Washing his socks. These people crazy, bro. They just think they just gonna hop in front of the line. All right, you won a championship. I think I'll talk to you. I'll give you a chance. No, that's not how it works. Who wants to feel broke here? Who wants to feel broke? All right, because there's some shit that'll make us feel broke going on in these days right here. Let's take you to fuck you and boss up here. Who can do a variety show like this? This dude already put a stream out on me. It's an hour in. He talked about me the whole time. I done talked about 11 things already. All right, not many people can be CGA. I get it. Do me a favor, hit the like button because YouTube has got me in the bottom of the basement of the algorithm. They're not trying to give you notifications or put me on the front page. So you got to let these people know that I'm here. Also, since I've made sure to get rid of the trolls in the chat, they already know that I got a damn near 30-day wait for you to subscribe to this channel so you can talk. All right. They pissed off like a motherfucker, boy. They mad as hell. And so you're going to see them come in and troll, and they going to realize they can't troll, so they're going to leave. All right. And that's what's been happening over the last week or so, since 2 weeks, since I made them wait 30 days, nearly 30 days. So they don't come in here. They would come in here and troll. All right, but now they can't come in here and troll, so they're leaving. And that's about 150 of these soulless pieces of shit, manosphere, fugazi human beings that want to come in here. So now they leaving. All right, they're like, damn. They come in here, you see the numbers go up, but then all of a sudden the numbers go down when they can't troll. All right, the black manospherians. All right, they try to come over here, man. Hey, man, O'Shea on you. They can't come in here and say it in the comment section, so they dip. All right, they like, damn. They go back to rolling weed or something. They go back to their joints. They be mad as a motherfucker, boy. They be mad they can't come in here and troll. And also, if you want to troll, it actually discourages you to troll. All right, because let's say you were subscribed to my channel and you met the matrix, to subscribe and be in the chat. If I block you, you literally going back, dude. You're gonna have to unsubscribe. Now, if you say something froggy in the chat now that you just wanted to troll and you like, all right, fuck that nigga CGA, and you start typing your bullshit and I block you, guess what? You going right back to the bottom of the ladder. You like, oh shit, this nigga. And then the next day I put it up to 27 days. Oh, this nigga. So you're seeing a lot of people coming in here to troll, but they don't have the ability to, so they're not going to stick around for 4 hours to sit in there and say they shit. We only got the realest of the real in here. And don't say nothing froggy in the chat, nigga. You getting blocked. And Rollo Tomasi doesn't have his fake accounts to chat from either, because he done got blocked a couple times. So he got to wait 28 days too. Yeah, he ain't going to do that. He just ignore him. All right. Anyway, let's get in here. We got fuck you and boss up. Who wants to feel poor? All right. Here it is right here. The new problem for people in the Northeast, and that is in the United States. That basically is people in New York, Connecticut. I would say Massachusetts qualifies as the Northeast. Possibly areas of Philadelphia might be considered the Northeast, so that might not be. The Northeast is known as a very expensive area. Anybody live in the Northeastern United States? All right. I used to live in the Northeastern United States. I lived in Long Island, New York. All right. And it was not a very cheap place to live. It was expensive back then when I lived there in 2007. Okay. And I can only imagine what's going on there. So the Northeast is a very expensive place. And, you know, what they're saying is here, June 17th, the New World Order propaganda is out here making you feel broke. New World Order. The new problem for millennial parents in the Northeast, the $1 million starter home. Oh, no. Of course. I don't consider DC in the Northeast. The DC is the South to me. All right. But that's arguable. It's debatable, but I think it's a Southern place, but people will still feel different about it. I get it. Home ownership keeps getting further out of reach for young Americans. Let's listen to the article.
The new problem for millennial parents in the Northeast, the $1 million starter home. They waited out the pandemic boom. They saved longer, rented longer, delayed longer, and watched the typical first-time homebuyer age climb to a record 40. Now the buyers who did everything right are running into a new problem. The Northeast just became the fastest-growing region for $1 million starter homes in the country. It's especially imperfectly timed for millennials entering their peak household spending years and beginning to form their own families, or at least try to.
We talk about this a lot in terms of dating and marriage and people, the birth rate declining. And we talk about this. The economy is one of those deals. We also talk about these people have lived with their parents longer, presumably to do what? They're going to save money and they're going to be able to buy a home one day. But guess what? People think that yesterday's prices are today's prices. They just did not assume that the housing market will still be out of reach. Plus, if you're leaving further and further from the city, the likelihood that the prices of the house are going to go up are going to be high. So, yeah, the city might be one thing, but then once you go out into the safe areas where there's good schools and good communities and safe communities and you have security, the price ain't going down. You're not going to see a crash out there too much. You're going to see a crash in the trailer park trash areas like Las Vegas and Phoenix and every area in between, Riverside. That's where the market is going to crash. All right. In the trailer park, where trailer park people try to go into make a suburban area and niggas start still parking their semi-truck, tractor trailer on the lawn. You know, we're talking about good gated communities, good housing communities. And here's the deal. Somebody's going to ask, what is a starter home? Well, a starter home is an affordable entry-level property purchased by first-time buyers to enter into the housing market, typically featuring a 1 to 3 bedroom, under 1,500 square feet, and are meant to be lived in for 3 to 7 years while building equity for future forever home. So this is like the thing that people might say, well, you can get less of a home. Well, you can, but you're going to go down in security. You're going to be around trailer park trash and niggas and Mexicans, right? Well, you already know that these people have kids that ruin the neighborhood. All right. It is what it is. So, yeah, what people did was, and they're saying in the article, people waited. All right. They put their money down. They saved. They scrimped. They scraped. They saved their 50 grand down payment and they still got priced out. As I've been telling you, you're going to get priced out no matter what. Like you got to do something extraordinary to get ahead. Like you can't just mail it in with a 9 to 5. All right. And now if you have an additional person, a spouse, a children, you shit out of luck. All right. And people think I was lying about this. I've been telling you that this is going to be the case. Yeah, you have exceptions to the rules, onesie twosies. But what you will find is that these people have parents that help them. All right. Their parents help them with the down payment. All right. Or they take a loan out for the down payment. Or there are people that were trust fund babies, 6'5" with a blue eyes. So you do have people that get it out. And you're like, well, I see young couples that have houses. Well, trust fund baby. Or their parents help them with the down payment as a gift for them to be married. You know, white people do shit like that. All right. They do shit like that. So they had assistance into get in where you don't. And you'll never know who gets assistance because they'll never admit it. They'll never say my parents helped me with the down payment. They'll just say, look how great I am and how fiscally responsible I am. I was able to afford a house where everybody wasn't. But I knew a woman that actually had their parents. She didn't get married initially. And her parents, instead of giving her money for her wedding, they used the wedding money, which she never had. Well, she ended up having it, but much later. But they saved money for her wedding. And she never got married at an early age. So they just gave her the home down payment. Now, what happened was people were like, oh, she must have saved and been fiscally responsible and have good credit. But really, she was able to get into that starter home with her parents' help. All right. But she will never admit it. I just knew it because, well, that's all I'll say. All right. But let's continue with this article briefly to break down what people are feeling here.
A Zillow report published Monday counts a record 242 U.S. cities where starter homes cost $1 million or more, triple the 80 cities that cleared that mark before the pandemic, and up from 226 a year ago. The share of first-time buyers has fallen to half the historical norm. For millennial parents in the Northeast, now in their late 30s and early 40s, often with kids, hunting for more space, the numbers have a specific shape. New Jersey had just $1 million starter city before the pandemic. Now it has 26. New York used to have 12. Now it has 41. The two states added 15 cities to the list in the past year alone, faster growth than anywhere else in the country. The New York City metro area now leads all with 63 cities where a starter home runs $1 million or more. That growth didn't happen in a vacuum. 6 of the 10 most competitive housing markets in the country are in the Northeast, per Zillow's 2026 analysis, a region where new construction has chronically lagged and inventory deficits run deepest. California still leads the raw count with 105 cities, but the Northeast is where the crisis is actively spreading.
Okay, so we got the crisis, right? The crisis. This is a crisis definitely for people who want to live in these areas, right? You want to live in California, Southern California. You want to live in the Northeast, which these are great places to live. They're democratic shitholes, right? They have their issues politically, but a lot of people want to live there because, number one, the ability to earn a lot of money goes up in these areas, right? You live in Las Vegas, you know, you're going to have a price adjustment based on that. So you don't have as many industries, although industries are moving from these areas too. So there's a lot to unpack in this, but people still want to live in these prime areas. Like these are traditional prime areas that people are still competitively trying to live in. Now, if it's $1 million starter home, you're cooked. You're cooked. You are cooked. So what's going to happen is this, and this is what we're seeing happening here. This is a thing that was put out, and we like to talk about this quite often for people who want to know about the economics of shit. You got to do something extraordinary to survive. Salaries needed to afford rent in every state. So let's go down to even the states that you might deem as affordable that are not in the Northeast. If you take a look at the states that are in the orange or the red shade, all right, you're being priced out. You can just fuck it. All right. Hawaii is number one. A lot of people don't realize how expensive Hawaii is. The average Hawaiian person, even over 40 has to have a roommate to survive. So especially in places like Maui, you can forget it. All right, a lot of people are being priced out in Maui, and there's not a lot of industries there. But let's go ahead and look. California, Washington, Massachusetts. There's the Northeast over here. All right, so as you can see, there's the Northeast. This is the salary to be able to afford rent, which is people are going to say, well, what does affording rent mean? It is defined as spending no more than 30% of your income on rent. And that is standard for any leasing property. All right, any luxury leasing property or anybody that has a property that you want to rent from, they're going to want to see your income 3 times as higher as the rent. 3 times as high as the rent. So that is standard for any almost high-end, what they call luxury apartment, luxury living, which that's debatable if it's luxury. So 30% of your income, no more than 30% of your income goes to rent. Shit. Who? How many people qualify for that? All right. So if that is the standard to live in a nice, safe neighborhood to rent, you're out in the Northeast for $95K or less. All right, New Jersey, 85, 83K. I'm rounding it up just for nice numbers. 83K. All right, Maryland, DC, 92K. Okay, Washington, you got the left coast here, Washington, Oregon, California. Obviously, in some places, unless you live in Fresno, Las Vegas here, we start getting in the middle here. And this basically is mapped out to what it looks like in, I guess you would say geographically, the map of the United States. So if you make in the 40s or 50K, you can get into the cold territories, right? You can get into the cold territories here, Ohio, all the way over to Iowa and the flyover states, and basically anything that was in the Louisiana Purchase, swamp, frozen tundra, places and shit where people you don't want to live, right? So you can live there, but do you want to live there? Would you be able to have a job there? That's the difficulty in that. And then let's go down to the dirty South. All right, the dirty South here. Let's see what you need here in the South. Florida, obviously high. All right, right there. But there you go. In the dirty South, you can make it. But what does that force people to do? Well, if you live in the Northeast, you're going to migrate to the South and you're going to fuck it up. If you live in California, you're going to go over to Nevada, Arizona, California, and maybe even over to Tennessee and Georgia to fuck shit up. All right, but where's Tejas? Tejas is down there very low, but who wants to live in Texas, honestly? All right, just kidding. Just kidding. But it's a very, very difficult time in our place because the wages are not increasing, number one, and the inflation is just rapidly growing. And of course, you have the tariffs on top of that, which is detrimental for a lot of people. It's really put up or shut up. You really do have to focus on what you need to do. And I'm finding that people don't have a sense of urgency. That's what I'm finding. I'm like, man, well, I don't know, man, it's sink or swim. That's where we are. So it's boss up, but you can't just sit back waiting for things to change. In fact, that article highlighted that these millennials sat back waiting for things to change. Oh, certainly this won't continue. And it continued. Plus, you have Donald Trump in the office now, and you had the previous administration, printing money. Donald Trump is in there, got the tariff thing going on here and starting a war. Yeah, you might think time is on your side, but it's not. Yesterday's prices ain't today's prices. New world order. Wages are not increasing. Inflation going crazy. And I don't see it not continuing. Maybe you might get a little bit of relief in the year 2032 where I live. But even then, your relief is going to be temporary because, well, you have AI on the other side of that. All right, we got fuck you, boss up. I've been getting criticized for dating young women, right? Coach, you too old to be dating young women. You too old to be fucking out here. All right, that's what they thinking. You shouldn't be out here fucking. Your dick shouldn't work out here. Nigga. You should be on Viagra ass, nigga. You shouldn't be. Well, that's not so. Once you get older, you're going to realize you still going to want to fuck. All right, you still going to want to fuck. And if you don't, well, I don't know what to tell you. Couldn't be me. All right, couldn't be me. But apparently, I was getting criticized for that. You're showing too many receipts. You need to sit down somewhere. You need to, if you're doing it, don't show it. Well, here's the deal, man. We're going to take a look at an NBA basketball legend. And since it's been put on the internet, I'm going to have to report on this. I ain't the only man in his 50s that's out here with these young, fresh and green. I ain't the only one out here with these young tenders. Anybody heard of the UNLV Running Rebels? All right, UNLV Running Rebels, the greatest basketball team that ever played. I know y'all might say UCL weak. All right, yeah, you got an argument there. But one of the greatest basketball teams of my time were the 1990s UNLV Running Rebels. We had Stacey Augmon, Larry Johnson, Greg Anthony. You guys know him as a talking head in sports. Anderson Hunt. We had a whole bunch of people. George Ackles. We had some great players out there in UNLV. I wish I was here in Nevada at the time. But that was my favorite basketball team. I think that's the greatest team I've ever seen. And they were some grown-ass men out there playing basketball for the Mafia. All right, anyway. New world order. But, yeah, Elmore Spencer, we had a great team here in UNLV back in the day. It's not the same UNLV. They don't have the bag man like they used to have them back in the day. All right, but UNLV had a guy named Larry Johnson. He ended up playing there for 2 years, coming out of Dallas, Texas, junior college All-American, junior college MVP. Yeah, did I say Greg Anthony? Yeah, Greg Anthony. He was on the team, transfer from UCSB. All right, but Larry Johnson ended up going to the NBA, being the number one pick in the NBA draft. I believe it was 92, 91, going on to the Charlotte Hornets and being a great player there. And then he ended up going over to the New York Knickerbockers, getting the 4-point play and going to the NBA finals with the New York Knicks. I believe he went there. He was known as Grandmama. All right. He was known as Grandmama. He put on a dress and a wig, and he was dunking strong Grandmama. Anybody remember Larry Johnson? Shout out to Larry Johnson here. He is 57 years old right now. Shout out to him, 57 years old. And he was recently spotted leaving the Madison Square Garden. It says former basketball player Larry Johnson, who played power forward for the New York Knicks and the Charlotte Hornets, known for combining speed and bulk. Larry Johnson developed his signature style of play at UNLV in 1991, won the John R. Wooden Award, and was named the Naismith College Basketball Player of the Year. All right, great player, man. But apparently, Larry Johnson like a little bit of lean. All right, take a look at this. 57-year-old spotted. Oh, no. You think CGA, look. Yes, sir. Grandma, oh, he got a little flatback lean. Let's go. Hello.
What kind of fuck you give me?
There go your friends. There goes your daughters, y'all. Is that oh my Lord.
American people ain't kind of fuck.
Yes, indeed. And there goes the girls that say, I've dated a basketball player. She lying, coach.
What kind of fuck you give me?
When you hey man, he's 57 years old. Y'all think it's over at 40 or 50 or 60. It ain't over. My man, shout out to Grandmama with a nice Asian kitty. Lingy, lingy, lingy. Come on.
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
That looked like one of them NYU lings out there at the JUCO. Oh, he getting it for free, coach? I don't think so.
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
And she looked like she been around him for a minute, all right, over there at Penn Station in New York. Hello. Ooh, right from the Philippines. Oh, my. Hello. Hello, Grandmama. He putting it through her backside. And she looked like she know the driver, too. So she in like Flynn. Coach, they lying. They don't be dating rich men. Look at her. Oh, no. And does she look a day over 30? Does she look a day over 30? Coach, man, you should be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this, coach. That's somebody's daughter. And look at him. He's showing teeth out there. Hey, Larry Johnson, I approve of this, sir. Larry Johnson, hey, get her. Put her. I put my hands up on them hips. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Where the black women at here, man? You know he putting her through the mattress. And that's a lean. Yes, it is. Uh-huh. Hey, coach, man.
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
Hey, coach, man, you shouldn't be out here tricking. You shouldn't be out here with these young girls. Yeah. Hey, how old does she look right there? Not a day over 21. Hello, coach, man. Look at Larry Johnson. It's get 'em daddy season. It's get 'em daddy season out here.
Get 'em daddy.
It's Get 'em Daddy season.
Get 'em, daddy.
Come on, bruh. How old is she? She's just right. Hello.
Get 'em, daddy.
Those are the girls y'all see on the internet. They be like, oh yeah, I once dated this NBA player and he blah, blah, blah. And no, coach, man, she lying. And she going back to New York University out there getting her dorm room paid for. It's Get 'em Daddy season.
Get 'em, daddy.
Let's go. Larry Johnson. Are you Coach Gang? All right. Coach, you man try to teach these men the trick. One thing I'm going to tell you, man, is you guys don't realize that the deck is stacked against you. The trick marketplace is way more open than the pimp marketplace. All right. All these guys like keep the price down on these hoes and don't give them shit. That marketplace, you can't make money from them, number one, because they all think they're pimps. Or you're like, you're not a pimp. You never turned a pimp dollar. All of that mindset is for broke guys. All right. The guys like Larry Johnson, most likely you'll be like, hey, what's up, CGA? The brokies are losing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play a clip here on Fuck You Boss Up. Who knows Sinful to P? Who knows Sinful to P? He was a guy here and he was Manosphere adjacent. And he was a very creative, articulate young man. He died. Rest in peace to him. He was hiding out in Canada from some sex trafficking charges, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just trying to tell you the whole story. He was running from Phoenix, Arizona, because if he stepped his ass in the United States, he would get arrested and put in jail. But that's neither here nor there. That's rumor and innuendo, but that's nothing to be talking about here. Shout out to Sinful to P. He was out in Massapequa, somewhere in Canada. You can't even pronounce the motherfucker. He couldn't even show himself on camera. All right. He was out here running from the charges. All right. But rest in peace to him. All right. He definitely had the stomach out here. He definitely had have the stomach? All right. But boss up here. He has some message here about men who lead with their wallet. All right. Or does he? Or does he? Mississauga. That's where it was. All right, but let's see what he has to say here, and let's see how these guys are agreeing to this. There's a lot of guys that believe that Sinful to P was talking to them regarding this issue.
Some of you are so gameless that you're doing your best. I ain't got to do all that talking. You know, my money speak for me. Spoke like a true trick. Spoke like a true boss trick that you are. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to do all of that mouthpiece of shit. You know what I'm saying? My situation, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? My money, you know what I mean? My money talk, you know what I'm saying? The incomparable Mel Taylor taught Andre Taylor, who taught me that we never glorify money. Mel Taylor taught Andre Taylor that Andre Taylor taught Sinful to P that we do not glorify money to no woman.
Okay, so this is Sinful to P. A lot of guys are taking this message and be like, yes, coach, let him cook. Let him cook. He's right. You don't want to be a boss ass trick. Now he's talking about Andre Taylor, who went by the pimp name. Damn, I forgot his pimp name, but he was in the movie American Pimp. And Mel Taylor is another guy. I'm assuming they're not related, but anybody know Andre Taylor's name? He had a funny name in the American Pimp. Some of you guys might know him. He ended up going to Gorgeous Dre. Thank you, brother. Shout out to our brother More Sense. Gorgeous Dre. He was in the movie American Pimp. He ended up going to prison. He ended up getting out and all that shit. I think he dead too. I don't know. Is he dead? I think he died recently. There was one of those guys died. But Gorgeous Dre, all right, classic American Pimp. He's talking about he was taught by these two individuals not to glorify money to the woman. Is he dead or not? I know he went to prison. He's on YouTube. Shout out to Gorgeous Dre. Gorgeous Dre, if you want to come on the show and talk about that pimping, all right, let me know. All right, let me know, Gorgeous Dre. All right, you're a funny guy. He was funny. He was good. All right, Gorgeous Dre alive. He got a YouTube channel. Gorgeous Dre, come on the Coach Greg Adams channel. We need you brothers out here. We need you brothers out here to put some pimping in these guys' game and magnify him. He's a pastor now. What did I talk about? He's a pastor now. Where did you hear that from? Is that another CGA-ism? New world. What did I tell you, gentlemen? There's only two paths for pimps: prison or cult leader or pastor or a blues singer. There's only a couple of paths. It's the same fucking job, same arena. You pimping parishioners, you pimping hoes. All right. It's kind of where you're going to go. So all you guys that glorify the P, you're going to be going to church later. All right. You're going to be going to church. I told you that's only so many places they can go. They can't like go get a job at fucking Xerox or IBM. It is what it is. But let's continue here. Sinful P is putting on the ism on you, essentially saying that we do not glorify money to women. We do not glorify money to women. A lot of guys are hearing this thinking that Sinful P is talking to you, but he's not. I'm going to break this down. You think he's talking about you regular Joe Schmoes? You think he's talking about you regular squares, you L7s? You think he's talking about you lames? You think he's talking about you broke niggas? See, broke guys are listening to this. Yeah, we don't glorify money to women. But I'm going to make this full circle. I'm going to tell you who he's talking to. He's not talking to you brokies. He's not talking to you brokies. And he's going to say it right here. He might have started off sounding like he's talking to you brokies, but he's not.
We glorify gain because when you exalt money to a woman, you are making provisions to get knocked by anybody and everybody that has more money than you.
All right, so there it is right there. So now he's starting to pivot the message. You can see the pivot. Initially, he was grasping and he got the attention because Sinful P was a great orator. All right, he was one of the most magnificent orators of our time on YouTube. Okay, so he initially thought he was talking about you, but then he started talking about a select group of men. He said, we don't glorify money to women. We glorify gain. And the reason why is that you can get knocked for your girl by anybody that has more money. So if the metric for the ism is money and a guy uses money to leverage, another P with more money can knock your girl. All right. And he's like, you don't have the stomach for that. Do you have the stomach? Okay. You don't have the stomach for that. The reason why they want to make sure in their world that the game is magnetized is that is a skill set that only a select few guys in that industry are going to have. And if you don't have that skill set, well, then you get knocked for your girl. See, getting knocked is going to happen no matter what for them, but they don't want to make it about the money, but he's going to proceed further and break down who he's talking to here.
By you exalting money.
Wait, Kevin Murray, you said the same thing. By his logic, when you lead with game, you set your wealth to get knocked by a guy with more game. That's exactly what I said, but you said it at the same time. You were typing it at the same time, but that's exactly the point. It was like, okay, so if we're using game as a metric, the skill set of game gets my girl knocked. Okay, but let's continue. Okay, let's continue.
As soon as a woman comes into a situation that's greater than what you have, a trick can give you a phone call.
Yes.
Because you was money over everything, money over money this and money that. And as soon as that woman come in the presence of somebody who has way more money than you, she's impressed.
Okay, there it is right there. So a lot of guys are going to hear this and think he's talking to you, regular Joe Smo, regular broke nigga that live at his grandmama's house. All right, but he's not. He's clearly not talking to you, the regular guy. All right, the regular guy that don't have no money, that's saying don't leave with wallet. You might hear that, but I'm telling you, he's not talking to you. So he said, if you're going to leave with money, and I'm not going to give it away, he was like, somebody else is always going to come with a bigger bag. But that also is the same for tricks. But he literally isolated the tricks from the conversation, which is an important point because the tricks know that they're competing with other tricks. They already know this. And they're not trying to keep the woman. Who's trying to keep the woman? The pimp. They're the ones trying to not to get knocked. The trick doesn't care about keeping the woman. He doesn't care. He rotates through them. So he doesn't care about that. But Paul Pierce does. Paul Pierce does. But listen to this. Brilliantly brought around here.
And she's getting ready to sit up there, you understand me, and try to progress, even though she's going to transgress, you know what I mean, with him. Yeah. Why? Because you was exalting money. We don't exalt money.
We. He said we. We? Who is we? We don't exalt money. Who is he talking about? Let's see if y'all can type it in there and figure it out. The broke niggas are going to think he's talking about them, we. But he's not. He is not.
Tricks got way more money than pimps will ever have.
There it is right there. That's who he's talking about. That's who he's talking about. And he just brought it home. Tricks have more money than pimps will ever have. He's not talking about you broke niggas. He's talking about the council of the P's. He's talking about the dudes that are in the game. He's talking about the dudes that have agreed as a council to use game over money. Any P that uses money over game, they're going to isolate him. He's talking about men who have committed to turn a pimp dollar. Now, let's just be honest. A lot of guys will hear this, brokies, and say, yeah, don't leave with your wallet. He's not talking about you. He's talking about men that are in the game, not running game or using game. Men that are in the game. Tricks got more money than pimps will ever have. So as a byproduct, we can't compete with the tricks. We can't compete with that. So they agree they can't compete with that. But in their own circle, they don't want to bring that competition in there either, because that would mess up the game for them so as well, meaning that their girls will get knocked every week. So they have to keep it. They have to keep the money out of the pimping. Even though pimps like to have money, right? But they can't make it about the money. They have to make it about the game. He just said it right there.
Don't exalt money. Tricks got way more money than pimps will ever have. Money just comes with the territory of us giving deposits of loyalty to the game. We don't exalt green papers with dead hypocrites on it. We exalt the game.
See, the game. All right. This is somebody said protecting territories. That's what that is. So that if they have a territory, a guy with a big bag that's a P will come in and knock all their girls. That's what they're saying. But if they want to keep the game rules of the game, they have to keep that money pimp out. They have to keep it. Yeah, money is a part of it. We get that as a result, but we cannot use that as leverage because we'll all lose. So it's it's a gentle mind trick that they're doing there. All right, it's a nice mind check, but I actually saw that posted on Instagram, and it was a bunch of loser niggas in there agreeing. And I was like, they ain't talking about you, bro. They're not talking about you. And they never will be talking about you. You're never going to turn a pimp dollar. You're never going to put a woman on the track. You're never going to get money out of a woman's ass. You're never going to do it. You're never going to have a roster, a stable of hoes. You're never going to have it. Okay, you're trying to use pimp logic on one girlfriend. They try to use pimp logic on their girlfriend, a pimp logic on the wife. Nah, bro, that ain't gonna work, bro. Anyway, good luck on that one. Go fuck yourself too if you disagree. But anyway, we got Crime and Law CGA coming up here. But I do want to acknowledge the contributors to today's show. Shout out to our brother Hustle Every Day. Says in DC going through socialism with their new mayor. Shaking my damn head. Is it a female mayor? All right, I haven't been keeping up on DC politics. All right. Some dude says pimps and tricks are a tireless subject. He says both of y'all don't get no ass. Hence, y'all got to play games. Exactly. And the problem is what? I don't know what the problem is, but the subject matter will continue here on this show. At the end of the day, getting a woman because you are charismatic means nothing, because I can get your woman too. All right. And the pimp can get your woman. So no woman is really loyal to you, or should the woman like me and we get ass, but I get your girl too. The same ass you getting, I'm getting her too. Now, I know you're tired of talking about it, but guess what? I ain't. It is a basic part of the show. We're going to talk about this shit till I'm dead. All right. This will be a main part of my subject matter till I'm dead on this, until I don't until I stop YouTube. So good luck. I'm tired of hearing of it. You know why you're tired of hearing of it? Because you know I'm right. I'm tired of you making sense of this shit. You making too much sense. Stop talking about it. All right. Anyway. Shout out to Kalen. He has this to add, but I'm going to keep talking about it. I don't know if you know. Shit. That shit is a great subject to me. Yo girl going. I'm getting your girl. I'm going to get your girl. Shout out to our brother here. He said, tired of talking about it because he broke. Yep, I'm tired of you talk about it. I'm going to get your girl. So the metric of I get ass is not a good metric anymore, because all women find ass. All women can find a reason to give any dude ass. Like, that's not even a metric. The same girl you bragging about getting ass from gave ass up to 50 other guys. That's not impressive. That's not a metric anymore. Well, I was getting girls, okay, and I'm able to get girls just on the strength. That sounds nice. Anyway, here's $300. Your girl gonna be in the back seat of my Jeep. The same girl. It is what it is. Shout out to our brother Kaylin says, Josh Hart's wife is a chocolate sister who's been with him since high school. Carl Anthony Towns' wife was in a cheating scandal with Tristan Thompson, but Jalen Brunson is criticized for his wife. He says not all women will play their cards right. That's their loss, not Jalen's. Shout out to you, man. Well, yeah, Jalen really doesn't care. I'm pretty sure I get the idea that he doesn't care about him being criticized for being with this white woman. Shout out to our brother here, Pug Dad says, I sent a super chat to Saint on connecting with you again. He said he'd love to do another collab. He feels as though you're very wise and well informed with life. Reach out to him, coach. Yes, I'm going to get back with him. Shout out to you. Thank you to Pug Dad. And we're all surviving out here in the consecration game. The consecration game is crazy, man. A lot of people who you think are doing well with YouTube, they're not. All right. They're not doing well with YouTube. Their viewers are down. The algorithm is killing everybody. People who depend on AdSense are getting crushed right now. This is a money mindset topic that I address with content creators. And content creators, you have to have another way to earn money other than AdSense. All right. We found that out with TikTok. We found that out with Instagram Reels. You cannot depend on the same algorithm being the same algorithm that fed you 2 years ago. Monetization is not what it is. A lot of people, these platforms know that you'll make content no matter if you get paid or not. So if you're chasing the algorithm, you're playing a dangerous game for yourself in your AdSense pockets. So these guys will act like they're doing fine, but their channels are dying. All right. My channel is died and I'm just basically got it on life support, but I've found ways to be able to monetize outside of it. A lot of people don't have that. So they just have the AdSense. And when their channel starts to die, they start to, right. They're trying to keep the shit alive, right? They're trying to keep the shit alive. So they drum up controversy. They make beefs, right? They make video after video about a person because they know you're going to be engaged with it to collect $115 of AdSense money. And a couple super chats where YouTube takes 30% right off the top, right? So they don't really leverage the other ways of doing it because maybe they might feel like, I don't want to feel like I'm selling and grifting to my audience, but it's a tough game. It's basically Survivor. Yeah, most channels are suppressed. I mean, everybody can have a reason to feel like their channel's suppressed. And then you have a sector of people who believe that the black content creators are getting it worse than the white content creators, that black channels are suppressed even in every genre. And I can certainly understand that sentiment for sure. If you look at Manosphere content, the black content creators in the Manosphere certainly do get less views than the white content creators. And there's no shame in that. It is what it is. But I can do a subject matter and Joker can do a subject matter, and he's more relatable to men in the United States. A man like Joker, no shade at him, but he's more relatable if you look at the demographics of the country. Not many people like him, his fan group are going to be, not going to relate to me the same. We have a different deliverance, we have a different background, and more people are like him. And so they're going to be more viewers like him that are going to be relating to him. So that's what it is, right? And, you have talent and skills, and people have thumbnails and clickbait, and there's ways around it, but you'll realize that if you don't have the skills to keep people's attention, you're going to die, right? It's going to die. And people will be somewhat jealous of this type of shit. Oh, man. Yeah, man. Yep. They put who they want. Hey, man, the platforms know who they want to put up there and know who they don't want to put up there. They'll tell you that's not the truth, but it's pretty obvious. Now, with that being said, you better have a stomach. Because there's a way around it. And you're just going to have to put your head down and grind, and figure it out. We have a couple of other people on Ko-Fi. Let's see here. It is, okay, hold on for a second. Refreshing the screen because we want it refreshing. All right, let me see here. Okay, so Pug Dad was the last one. Kalen had 2, so I want to make sure I acknowledge him. All right, so we're ready to go. We have the next conversation here, which is going to be crime and law. A lot of crime to update you on and a lot of crime to talk about here. A lot of crime people are committing out here. Faison Love is on Crime and Law CGA. All right. Anybody know who Faison Love is? All right. And his most known character, in my opinion, is Big Worm from Friday. Now, he might have some other characters that we know about. All right. That he's played in a lot of movies supplementally, but I'm saying Big Worm. I'm going to say Big Worm from Friday would be his most well-known character that he has played, and people seemingly looking like they're agreeing with me that Big Worm is who we're gonna say he is. Okay, so Big Worm on Crime and Law TV here. He's definitely gained some weight since back then in the 1990s. Okay, golly. Big Worm has been known as a hater. All right. They call him a hater because what Big Worm does is he talks about how he's successful in the movie industry. However, what tends to happen is the internet money is different. So he was critical of people making money on the internet. And he was saying that, well, people don't make that much money on the internet. All right. They're lying. Country Rain, they're lying. Okay. They're lying. He ain't making that much money. Well, apparently, Big Worm says he's not making that much money at all. Okay. And this is the case because he was just arrested for contempt of court. Oh, no. Gentlemen, listen to me, gentlemen. When I tell you about the free agent lifestyle and to be careful of what you do out here with your deals, Nick, be careful, guys. Faison Love was arrested for contempt of court in a child support hearing. He told the court he's made no money last year. Golly. No snaps on the petrol. He claims he's too broke to pay child support. Now, here's what happens in a contempt of court hearing, just so you guys know. What happens is when you're on child support and you have a failure to pay, the child support agency or whoever's doing the collecting of the child support will bring you into court to ask you why you have not paid your child support. Now, typically it is, if you're in the jurisdiction and you're able to be served and you live there, you'll be served up pretty fast once you hit about the $5,000 to $10,000 mark. Now, if you're not in the jurisdiction, now they got to hunt you down and make sure, they track you down and use trackers to see when you're in the jurisdiction. So maybe you're doing a show there, they'll serve you there and they'll pick you up on a warrant. All right, maybe you have a warrant issued out, a bench warrant, and you get pulled over by the police and you're in the jurisdiction that you're going to jail. So they'll have a contempt hearing for you and they'll basically just pat your pockets. They'll say, why haven't you paid? Why have you violated court orders? How much money do you make? How much money do you have to pay towards your arrearages? Now, what sounds like Faison Love is thinking he's saying that the baby ain't mine, so I shouldn't be paying for the child support. That's what it sounds like he is because he's in an argument with the woman, whether he is actually the father. All right. So in this case, he had a contempt of court hearing. And what happens in the hearing is if the judge is not satisfied with you making efforts to pay, or the judge is not satisfied with your excuse as to why you haven't paid, they're going to lock your ass up on the spot. Typically in a contempt hearing, before you enter the courtroom, a person that represents the state or the child support agency will meet with you and they will say, how much money do you have? Do you have 5,000, 10,000, 7,000? If you have 7,000, we'll say that satisfies this point to the arrears. We'll keep you free. So they'll make a deal with you. But if you go in there and say, I ain't got no money, I ain't paying, I didn't make no money last year, they're going to lock your ass smooth up. They locking you up right on the spot. All right. You going to jail, and that appears to what happened to him. Now, that's not the main part of the story that we want to tell you, but look, child support ain't nothing to play with. It says Faison Love has told the judge that he's unemployed and can't pay the massive child support bill in the paternity case connected to his recent arrest. There's his mugshot. Okay, right there. This is a sad moment right there.
Oh, the humanity.
And it says right here, Faison filed documents earlier this year in his legal dispute with Tiffany Lee. claiming he couldn't scrounge up the $250,000 she claims he owes her. The actor said he barely made any money recently. In docs obtained by TM Zizzle, Faison claimed the highest gross income he has earned in the last 5 years is a paltry $13,000. And he said his income is zero from last year. God damn, bro. Zip, zero, De Niro, zero, zilch, no money, no munions. I thought you was out here making the money. I thought you had the money. He ain't got the money like that. So let's show you this here. Let me show you this. Let's go down. Faison also noted that he suffered a medical incident which prevented him from showing up to his hearing in April. Oops. But he insisted he always acted in good faith. So he had an April hearing and he was a no-show. That's probably why I'm reading into this, he probably had a bench warrant. And that means he was fixing to get thrown in jail, right, immediately. They was taking no shit when he went in there. He said, I had a medical. I didn't show up because, damn, bruh. Despite his pleas, the judge held Faison in contempt and ordered him to turn himself into jail for 90 days in May, or else. Why I oughta. As you know, Faison was arrested and booked Tuesday on a pair of contempt charges in Tampa, Florida. He looked none too happy about it in this mugshot. Now, we know about these child support laws. We know what they're doing is illegal. We know it's a scam. We know what it is, but I can't prevent you from not getting caught up in the child support. What I try to do is arm you with enough decisions, right? Enough information so you can make an informed decision. Now watch this. Let's look up Faison Love's age. This is when I'm going to connect it to me and what I'm doing with the free agent lifestyle. This is why what I'm saying, especially for men that have been in relationships and marriages and they are looking to fall in love, or men that are in their late 30s going into their 40s that are looking to get involved in relationships and marriages and shit like this. All right. What you need to do when you're navigating your life. Now, Larry Johnson, the NBA player, we showed him at age 57 with a young Ling, right? We saw that, right? At 57. Well, Faison is 58 years old, dealing with child support. Okay. Faison is 58 years old, dealing with child support. Now, look at CGA and let's just put this story together. The reason why I told you I didn't want to get married again, I didn't want to have a relationship, I didn't have any more kids, is because at 36 and 42, I did the math and I was like, you know, by age 49, I will be free. Right? I'm going to be free. I can't be back on the system. I don't have to settle down. I don't have a fat wife telling me anything. I'm not going to have stepkids. Guys, I'm not going to have to deal with the bullshit. I don't want to deal with the bullshit. I don't want it no more. I've been on the system. I've been in the matrix. I've been on the plantation. I don't want to do it. By age 49, my last kid will be at the age of majority. I'm done. So when people look at what I'm doing and they're judging it, I'm saying you're not putting the entire story together. When you tell me I shouldn't be out here with younger women, now I'm not trying to impregnate these younger women, and them young women, they don't want to get impregnated by me at all. All right. So that's the deal that we made. I'm not trying to get women on the strength of it because it leads to this, because all men pay. Y'all trying to brag that y'all get women on the strength. And I'm like, this is what leads to that. You getting women on the strength. Now, all of a sudden you're pregnant and now you're trying to figure out at 58 how to pay child support. I'd rather not get women on the strength. I'd rather just get them and deal with them on the business side and then move on. They ain't trying to have my baby. They ain't trying to lock me in. So I don't want to be on the system. I don't want a loving relationship. That's how you get on the system. And now guess what? He too broke to pay child support. And that debt is not going away. That's, again, all men pay. So he was getting women on the strength of his celebrity or whatever he was doing, his mouthpiece. And now he's in debt, $250,000 in jail. It makes sense what I'm doing because I'm not putting myself on this plantation. Let me see if we can look up the age of the child. Okay, in this case, because that's really going to show you how fucked up he about to be. All right, for a long time. Let me see if we can find the age of said child. And he is grossly out of shape. This problem is not going away. Neither is the debt. It's never going away. He's got felony charges in 2024. He says Mr. Love was exceptionally upset. It went 0 to 100 real quick. Okay, that's definitely another incident. He was in the movie Elf. Let me see if we can get it. Faison loves child's age. All for one nut. All right, all for one nut. Let's see what Google can determine here. The child is likely 6 to 7 years old. Let's do the math. Let's do the math again. He's going to be dealing with this issue until he's 68 years old. When people try to argue with me about the decision that I made, I look back and y'all just keep focusing on tricking and I get women on the strength. I get that. I know what you're saying as a young man, but as a man my age, it makes sense on my side. I'm not dealing with this bullshit till 68. I'm 40, I'm 50 now. My last child support payment was made at 49. Damn, I'm not making another one until 68, 20 years. Oh, hell no. Not I. It won't be me, bruh. It ain't gonna be me. And if it is, I'm leaving on the first plane smoking. All right. Okay. Fuck that. Why start this shit over? Why start over? Well, we fall in love in marriage and fall in love and get women on the strength. And no, hell no, bruh. Hell no. I don't have that much ego. I got a lot of ego, but I'm not trying to prove shit to no woman, bro. Hell no. And then marrying an older woman? No, that's not an option. Just date women your age. No. They be like, well, just date, right? Just date women your age and you don't have to get them pregnant. That's a no. Right? So that's not an option either. Where we at? What are we left with? The Philippines and the JUCO. That's what we're left with. Because I ain't going to be sitting out here. I'm not a monk either. I'm not going to be sitting out here not having sex because y'all niggas don't want me to have sex out here for some reason at 50. Okay. But the answer is no. Nope. The answer is no. Absolutely not. I'm not messing around with that bullshit. That's no. And I'm telling you guys, men don't calculate this shit until it's too late. The one thing that's really going to mess you up. The really thing that's going to mess you up is that men don't realize that you could be free, right? For many, many years, bro. Okay. You could be free, but pussy ain't free in the long run. How about you dealing with this into your 70s? Oh my Lord. No, thank you. Not me. All right, not me, bruh. And if it is, bruh, I'm gonna be where Russell Simmons is at. That's not me, bruh. Anyway, the woman that he is claimed to pregnate is a woman in Florida. Let's see who the woman is. See if we can find the woman. Faison loves baby mama. Let's see if there's any photos of her. All right, I do have a picture of him with the one woman here. Is this the woman? Oh, no, that's Tyrese. Okay, there's a woman here picture with him, but I'm not sure if that's the woman. Okay, hold on for a second. Let me go back. Okay, they do have a picture of a woman. All right, I don't know if this is her, so we're just gonna have you have to put her up on the screen. They're saying that this is possibly her. I'm not sure if that's her, but that's the person. By the way, this is the news article has put that picture of her and him on the news article of the story we're reporting. So it's not just me doing that. And yeah, I mean, that's the only. Several people have used that particular photo of that woman. So Good luck out there, man. Stay strapped up. Wear your condoms. If you choose to get a vasectomy, get a vasectomy. The vasectomy is not for everybody. All right, but if you choose that you want to get your shit snipped, go for it. All right, that is a way to protect yourself. All right, from that. All right, that didn't help the defensive back from the New York Jets. He had the super sperm, but that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. All right, more crime at Law CGA. We have update on Chud the Builder. I did a video on him. My groups did not care too much for that video, so it's not a big subject matter for my group. They don't care about it. But let's hear a story about what recently had happened for Chud the Builder.
Now to an update. A controversial streamer will remain behind bars in Montgomery County. His bond was revoked. Dalton Etherly is facing attempted murder charges after allegedly shooting a disabled veteran outside the Montgomery County Courthouse last month after they got into a fight. Dalton Etherly will appear in court again next week on charges in a separate case.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. All right. Charges in a separate case right there. Yeah, bad news for Chud the Builder. If you guys don't know and have been keeping up, he was a guy promoting racism on live streams. He would go up to black people and antagonize them. And then when they reacted negatively, they would accuse him of chimping out. A lot of people do that. They gaslight, antagonize you. And then when you react, they then make you feel guilty for reacting. And apparently he had done this numerous times and people were concerned about it. And he did it while appearing in court for a different trial, and end up shooting a black man either prior to an argument or after an argument. And he has now had his bond revoked. Get your bitch ass in jail. All right. Stay up in jail. All right. It doesn't work for you, bruh. All right. You're where you belong. Shout out to him on that one. Good luck. Another social media person named Mason Hull, or Hulo, all right, known as a looks maxing person, all right, promoting looks maxing. He's not as popular as the clavicle guy, but Hulo was actually arrested on the story that we talked about of him trying to sleep with minors, all right, a minor. Well, Hulo, Mason Hull literally got his bond revoked, and he's back in prison or jail awaiting trial.
Local influencer is in jail this morning. A judge in Sarasota revoking the bond for 18-year-old Mason Hull, who goes by Hulo online. He was arrested just last month after investigators say he admitted to paying for child sex abuse materials. All of this disturbing. According to the arrest report, he told deputies he did it to, quote, try something new, and that he was seeking something taboo.
Buying child porn. Wow, at 18? Oh, my goodness.
On Monday,
that judge right there.
Judge ruled that he violated the conditions of his bond. He was not supposed to use social media, but was seen in a Discord video joking about the case and using illegal steroids.
All right. Oh, using steroids. Looks maxing. I mean, the looks maxing community is absolutely weird to me. I mean, and the fact that these young men are promoting young men to do things to their lives that will have severe lifelong consequences. Apparently the clavicle guy got a nose job, and people his own group are dissing him for the nose job, saying he looks worse. He's admitting to steroid use and so much steroid and drug use that he is impotent and cannot perform in the bedroom. I mean, these are definitely, I'll tell you, man, the manosphere has turned gay. The manosphere has turned gay. There's too much proof. There's too much proof. There's too much fugazi activities. And then you look at the people associating with these people. It's just too gay. It's too gay. I mean, the manosphere is just too gay. It can't even be respected at this point. It's tragic. It's a tragedy. Too many incels and too many gays. It's time. It's far too time. It's far time for y'all to just find something else to do. All these niggas hanging around and playing with each other. And all right, these rappers are half gay. I mean, it's just too much. All right, too much, far too much, just tragic. All right, and last story here for the pimps. Anybody pimps? We got more pimps here. Apparently, we have a guy who, this is all alleged, a young man who runs a talent agency for OnlyFans. Oh, no, OnlyFans P's. Anybody want to be an OnlyFans P? All right, you got girls, you're a manager, you just manage their accounts. Well, apparently, allegedly, to Al Gore's, according to Al Gore's internet, a young man who is an OnlyFans manager, 21 years old, his name is Nikita Tayukalo. All right, he's what we call a modern day pimp. All All right. He is an OnlyFans. He runs a bop house. He runs a bop house. Apparently, the girls done turned on him and accused him of human trafficking. Man, when are y'all gonna learn that your long-term association with women and learning to make money off women is gonna get y'all cooked? Y'all think the tricks are gonna be the first ones arrested? It's gonna be always the dudes that's hanging out with the women trying to make money off the woman, and y'all gonna be the ones. So the girls done turned on the nigga, said that he stole their money, and now allegedly they're now claiming that they got trafficked. Let's tell you the story. Oh God. Let's tell you the story here. Let me see if we got a video. Oh, we do have a video here that they're showing us.
Portrayed, but behind it all was something much darker.
I've known about this, especially Nikita, for so long. I've known since I was, about 16 years old that he was running some sort of sex trafficking ring.
2 women tell King 5 Tukalo contacted them long before his arrest last Thursday. Both were minors at the time.
Repeated messages of trying to get me to join their OnlyFans house.
Saffron Laframboise says the pitch was simple.
The whole idea behind it is, you have an OnlyFans manager and they're the ones that kind of run all of the difficult parts of it.
She says Tukalo and others promised money and opportunity while handling the business side of the operation.
So it kind of makes it seem like, all I have to do is, take pictures or take videos.
Court documents.
And she did it. And she did it. See, let's not forget, she did what he said she's claiming that he did. So he recruited them when they were 16 and 17. I don't know if you guys know, that's what pimps do too. Pimps have to go after minors. All right. They go after children of the night, minors. They typically going to go up for them first. That doesn't mean they put them on the blade at that time, but they going to try to get them to soak up the game and recruit them. Also, the Hustlers University or Pimp and Hoes degrees, they did the same thing. This is not anything new under the sun. These women are going to make the biggest money when they just turn 18 or they look young. I mean, anybody that doesn't understand that is crazy. All right, let's continue.
Describe recruitment efforts promising $8,000 to $10,000 parties, cash, and a luxury.
All right, we got more in the story.
$1,000 a month. Laframboise says she saw red flags.
One of my friends who's also in the OnlyFans industry, she warned me about them.
And you did it.
Told me that, they take money from the girls. They have them sign these contracts or NDAs that keep them locked in to this OnlyFans house, this OnlyFans business, and they can't get out.
All right, so that's what the problem is, and that's always going to be the problem, and that's what men have to understand here, is that when you try to make it a business, okay, when you try to make your business around the woman particularly, okay, get her to open her legs, get her to stream more, get her to make more content, then eventually they're going to say no. The woman's going to change their mind in almost any instance you're dealing with them. Almost any instance. They have the right to change their mind. So when they change their mind, what are you going to do? Okay. You're going to be up shit's creek. Now, when you force them to stay on the contract, that's called what? What is that called? What is that called? When you force them to say, hey, I have a contract with you. You're going to do exactly what I say. What are they going to use? And this woman's saying it right here, more or less. That's called, you guys aren't saying it. Okay, there it is right there. It's 10-second delay. That's called coercion. That's called coercion. You're forcing them. Now they're doing it and they don't want to do it anymore. You don't want them to walk away. You don't want them to walk away or get knocked or go off and make their money. Because typically what happens is if the woman sets up their profiles and you've assisted them, when they say they don't want to do it anymore, they're saying they don't want to do it for you. Now she has her profile set up. You already know she's going to dip. And then she's like, okay, I got what I need. Everything's set up, all my messages, all my money. I get X amount of dollars. And I don't need him anymore. All right. I could just use and run my account by myself. So that's basically what happens in these conditions and contracts. Even if you work with a woman in social media that is not OnlyFans, you work on her YouTube, you work on her Instagram, she's eventually going to rise up to a certain level and go, let's cut you out. Let's cut out the middleman. I'll just run it by myself now and make $8,000 to $10,000 a month. So that's what she's saying there. And she also says her friend who is also in the industry, meaning that she's in the industry as well. Okay, so let's continue here what she's talking about.
Another woman who asked not to be identified says Tukalo tried to contact her multiple times.
He has added me maybe about 5-6 different times on
So I don't use Instagram as a means to find women. I let them find me, but I don't find them.
On all different accounts, assuming that he's trying to get me to do the OnlyFans.
Prosecutors allege this type of recruitment was at the center of the operation. Court documents say women were told they could face consequences if they left.
I've known many of the people that have been victimized by Nikita personally.
One victim telling police, "I let them because I was scared. I thought I was going to get killed, to be honest."
I think people are scared. I think they're scared to speak out, especially
$1,000 a month.
Let's go ahead.
Against a group of people who they assume are pretty powerful amongst their age. I've personally gotten death threats by some of them in the past.
Takalo is charged with 4 counts of human trafficking, money laundering, and leading organized crime.
Damn, they really got here a big case here. All right. I can't rewind that. Human trafficking, sex degree, human trafficking, second degree, okay, there's a lot of there right there. I wish I heard what she said here. I wasn't listening.
Both women say they hope more people come forward.
By the way, you're going to need victims to come forward. And in these cases, you can't have a person say, "Hey, CGA, I see what you're doing," and report you. Okay, they can't do that, which a lot of people think, oh, that's how you're going to get, if you trick, you're going to do that. Oh, CGA, you tricking. So I see you on Instagram tricking. I'm going to report you. And then you're going to there's a case. There's no case. Or you need victims. You need the women themselves to come forward. Or you can't just say these, because by the time the investigators go talk to the women and they be like, "We're having a good time with CGA," nothing happens. Okay. They can't be like, "Okay, what do we do here?" So you need victims to come forward. And in fact, with the Andrew Tate case, you need victims to come forward. But the victims have come forward, but the stories haven't been enough to sink him yet in this case. But yeah, they put a RICO on him. Human trafficking is not what you want to get involved with here. And I do want to read something here over here on this side. And it says, a man accused of running an OF human trafficking house, aka a bop house. Women were earning him $260,000 a month. His name is Nikita. That sounds like Putin's grandson over there. And possibly that's where the intimidation may be coming from. And it says a 21-year-old young man who flaunted a lavish lifestyle online with claims of $14 million profit by age 20, allegedly recruited younger women, including teens, approached as young as 16 with promises of making up to $18,000 a month, private jet travel, luxury living, and a glamorous opportunities through his agency called Nova Talent Management and Lux Allure. Okay, there it is right there. Once inside the Bellevue, Washington mansion content house, victims describe being trapped in a cycle of 8 to 20-hour live streams on adult sites, creating content 7 days a week. Yeah, I mean, that definitely sounds like the Hustlers University testimony there. So we were forced to live stream 8 to 20 hours. Jesus, 7 days a week, while Nikita and associates allegedly changed passwords, seized earnings. One account alone generated nearly $230,000 with almost nothing paid out in enforced control. That's called pimping. Now, where I think he made the mistake, I don't think the mistake is the other things. I would say, let me go ahead and look back at the allegations here. These are allegations, but they're also in a court docs. Allegation number 1, he changed the forcing of 8 to 20-hour live streams. That can be, we would have to see evidence of him forcing them to live stream. You better live stream, which I'm going to say maybe, maybe not. Okay. But I don't know. That's going to be hard to prove if the woman was willingly able to jump on the live stream. But telling a woman she has to live stream versus forcing her to live stream are two different things. Okay. So, because she might be just encouraged to figure out she's going to make more money. The next one would be associate, changing passwords. Changing passwords is an interesting conversation because passwords can change for a variety of reasons. Changing them so the women don't have access. Well, if you have access to be able to live stream, you have the password. Okay. The next one, seizing earnings. That's where he fucked up. That's where he messed up right there. That is the number one way he messed up. He should have did business right. Now, with women, doing business rights can be, whatever. But he should have had an accountant go through the money, have them pay out, put them in a 1099 under the contract that he had them in, and not steal their money. Go to your accountant, make sure the taxes are paid, have a stipend. You overpay. All right. Overpay them. Show them proof every 2 weeks what you got paid and why, where this money came from. Now, this is where it's difficult with social media, because if you have a Twitter, you have an Instagram, you have a Snapchat, you have an OnlyFans, then you're on adult webcam sites, then you're on OnlyFans messages. That's hard to keep track of. And you would need to be like Vince McMahon, right? But I would say I would have overpaid them and then looked at it every month to say, oh, I paid you more. I paid you overage. That's what I would have done, is overpaid them. And here. But a lot of guys that are pimping and trying to get over on women, they just think they're going to get away with it for a long time. What'll happen is if a person thinks they're underpaid or not getting their earnings, or you start shutting them out to seeing and viewing what's behind the analytics, and then somebody says, hey, I need to do an audit on what I get paid, and it doesn't match, you're cooked. Then they start telling the other people, and it's over. All right. And so that's where he made the mistake. That was the critical mistake. And then once they turn on you, now it's going to be, he forced us. The allegations of enforced control, forcing us to live stream, locking us out of passwords. That's where he messed up. He could have had a decent business had he just been good at accounting and overpaid them, 1099 them, and showed them proof, gave them a stipend. You give them a printout of where all the money was. You might want to include some, receipts to show that, hey, this is the money from Instagram, this is the money. And then boom, you would have had a business operating very well. But now they're going to get up there and lie on you. They're going to get up there and lie. With women, you got to do this. Even with business, all right? Overpay them. Overpay. Just send the money. Here, I think I owe you, nigga. All right. I think I owe you some money, because he was making enough money. He said, I made $14 million. I made $280,000 a month. All right. Overpay them. That's where dudes lose out on women. All right. It's always going to come down to the Mickey Ficky money. All right. All right. But, the real pimp game is to be conniving and sneaky and think you're going to get over on them. Oh, man. Now you got them throwing minor charges in there. They trying to throw his ass under the Mickey Ficky jail. Golly. Minors? Sheesh. Anyway, all the real pimps are in here, man. Never pay a bitch. Keep the money. That's how you keep them under control. That's how you keep them out there putting ass on the screen. All right, well, you could go about that way, but you're playing a dangerous game. You're playing a dangerous game. Do me a favor, hit the like button. We got a couple super chats, and then we're going to proceed on to the next show. Shout out to our sponsors for today. You guys are legendary for that early on in the show, making it rain on the Coach Gang tribe out here. So we have Pug Dad that wants to add something to his previous chat. He says, now that your child support payments have ended, do you think that hey big head text is going to come from your ex-wife, since she's likely in a bind? The reality is we've been separated for far too long. She doesn't know who I am, and I don't know who she is anymore. We haven't spoken for the better part of 12 years. We've never been that. When we separated, we basically cut off any future relationship. She's never going to do that. She might have, maybe through one of the kids, right, say, hey, mom really struggling out here. Can you help out a little bit? And then that, but no, she's never gonna, she don't want to be with me like that. She's her reputation. She don't have a reputation like that to come back. She's pretty stubborn. You know what I mean? Like, she has a stubborn personality, and I am petty and stubborn too. So nah, she knew her last play was to try to keep custody away from me and then get child support based on some earnings that she anticipated. And she knew she was taking a stabbing me in the back doing it. And she knew that was it. And I said, that's her last bullet. And that's what it is. So somebody says you love her. No, bro, I don't know her, man. I know people want to say that. There's no love. The love been gone a long time ago. She's a stranger to me. I don't understand why people keep saying that. She is a stranger. I haven't talked to her since we separated in 2012. It's 2026, bro. That ship is sailed, nigga. That ship is far gone. I don't even remember having sex with this woman. Okay. I don't even remember having sex, nigga. This is, you know how many women I've fucked since 2012? Do you know how many? If I said the number, you niggas will think I'm lying. I've had sex and intimacy. I've had my dick sucked by, I can't even say the number because I'm not going to say, bro, that ship is far gone, my nigga. That shit is gone. That ain't never coming back. Been gone, bro. That shit is not even an option. I don't even know her anymore. I don't even know who she is. And the love was gone way before we separated. So just say I don't even know who she is the last 15 years. What? Please. You wish. She's a stranger. Stranger. That's a stranger to me. If I had seen her, I wouldn't even know what to talk about. Okay, what? All right, anyway. Shout out to our brother Jahari, says salute to the coach. Wendell from the Parenthood. Is that his name, Wendell? And some people have identified him as an elf. He said he lost all that money. How does he owe $250,000 years on a 6-year-old? He ain't been doing nothing in the last 10 years. They will get you. Well, let me see something here. $250K on a 6-year-old. Let's go ahead and deduct that real quick. Let's divide that by 12 and divide that by which would be 72 months. Nah, that can't be right. Okay, so here we go right here. Look at it. See, math with CGA. That is amounts to, let me do that again. Math with fucking CGA. Times 12 times 72. Yeah, that's not a lot of money. That's it's $250,000. All right. Over 72 months. 250,000 divided by 72 is $3,400 a month. I probably would say, just judging from how child support works, a $3,400 payment for a celebrity is low. That seems about right based on what he possibly was earning back when the kid was born. All right. And more than likely, she probably put the case on him. She probably put the case on him not when the kid was born, but when the kid was probably a few years old. Then it probably amounted to arrears and interest. A lot of that is interest. I would say maybe 25, 30,000 is interest tacked onto the arrears. All right. It's not just the child support payment. So if we just take the interest off of that $250K, all right, and put it down to, let's see, $210,000, and you divided that by 72 months, that's less than $3,000 a month in child support. So that sounds about right. That sounds about right. I mean, you know, so, but you're saying he ain't did nothing in 10 years. $3,000 a month. If she goes in there and says, I make no money, and she goes in there and say he's getting residuals from Elf and whatever of the show. There's a video of Faison saying he got paid millions of dollars for writing a script for a movie that was never made. Maybe that came into play. Yeah. So he probably had some income somewhere for him to get a $3,000 a month. Man, dude, I was almost about to get my last child support payment. My last child support calculation that I had, the very last one, was $1,600. So that's just little old CGA. And that was me saying I didn't have no fucking money. And I still got rung up for $1,600. Now, it was a bullshit case. All right. It ended up being bullshit because what she had to do was, when I moved to Vegas, she basically kept the kid long enough to try to enforce the fact that I'm a single mom and he don't help. All right. But my kid was like, I want to move with dad. And she just didn't let him move, and then went and filed a child support. So with that, she got 9 months at $1,600. So with that being said, a $3,000 child support payment is not out of the realm of the possibility for him to easily get. And he's a celebrity. Celebrities are assumed to have money, some sort of residual, some sort of income. That's crazy. Crazy. You can get got out here, gentlemen. And if you have zero custody, your child support payments are going to go through the roof. Guys, the difference between having 50% custody and zero custody is incredibly dangerous. So if you have 50% custody, the calculation is completely different because they can take into consideration sometimes her income. But when you go in there and you have no custody and she says, I make no money, man, ring the bruh. It's a wrap. You about to get raped over the coals. There's a guy recently that just going to be in that situation. I think it was Anthony Edwards or it was a guy, an older guy that got a woman pregnant. And damn, I can't remember who it is. I just did a story on him a month ago. And I just did a review on him. I can't remember who it was. He was out of California. But he claimed that the kid wasn't his, and they did a paternity test, and it was his. And he now is trying to get custody, and he ain't going to get it. Paul Pierce, thank you. It's Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce got a woman pregnant, denied that it was the kid. They did a paternity test, found out it was his kid, and then she trying to get like an obscene amount of money, $35,000 a month. And now he wants custody. And I'm like, nope. So you're going in with no custody and you about to get cooked. Cooked. Guys, it's not a game out here. It is not a game with this women and getting women and the family court gonna get they fucking pound of flesh. And the woman, all she has to do is go up there and file paperwork. And now you looking goofy than the motherfucker, man. Goofy. And once you get there, this is why it's important. Once you get there, there's nothing nobody can do. Nobody can help you. A lawyer can't help you. Your mama can't help you. Your baby mama can't help you. The kids can't help you. Like the only thing that you can help you is if the baby mama drop dead. All right, like this. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that can help you is she just drop fucking dead. That's your savior, nigga. She just one day. And guess what? The last bitch on earth that's gonna die is her. She gonna stay alive, nigga. She gonna be thriving. She gonna be thriving, jogging and shit. Nobody can help you. Sinful the P can't help you. The judge can't help you. CGA can't help you, nigga. Hey, nothing about to help you, bro. You made your bed and you are about to lie in it, and you can't call it back. You gonna get 18 years of this fucking work. You gonna get 18 years of this work, and she gonna be up at court. You miss a payment. You miss 2 payments. She up at court. She gonna be up there. Arrest this nigga. You don't think, she need to get a job. She ain't gonna get no job. She ain't working no extra hours, nigga. Her child support payment is now income, bro. Andrew Wilson can't help you. The Black Manosphere and RTM and ODJ, they can't help you, man. A hitman can help you. That's it. But, I mean, who wants to get caught hiring a hitman? Who wants to get caught hiring a hitman? I ain't telling you to hire a hitman either. I'm just saying. The Manosphere, Andrew Tate, CGA, Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels certainly can't help you, nigga. None of these niggas can help, bro. You up Shit's Creek. Who wants an interesting story? Quick story here, quickly, and we almost got the main event coming. Quick story. I met this dude. I told this story before, and he was a security guard walking through my apartment complex, and it was an older guy. He was probably like my age or a little younger now, but back then I was in my mid 30s when I met him. So he was a little older than me, probably in his 40s. And he was a wonderful guy, man, black guy. And he had his, mall security cop shit on. And he would just walk around our complex, just walking around, making sure people didn't. And, I saw him one day and I was like, he saw me with his kids. He saw me with my kids and I was just separated and just got my studio apartment. And, you know, he was like, hey, brother, you know, just the nicest guy. And one day I was complaining about my divorce. Oh, man, she trying to do this and she trying to do that. And he was like, yeah, man, that don't sound too bad. He was like, in my situation, he said, I got a woman pregnant after he got divorced. Again, he got a woman pregnant after he got divorced. And that woman got pregnant. She had the kid, put him on child support, left. He's never seen the kid. He's never seen the kid. And I was like, damn, how much child support he had to pay? He said over $3,000 a month. And I was like, what? I was complaining about getting put on child support for $500 a month. He said $3,000 a month. She filed child support. She got the child support amount. And then she fled the scene. She left. $3,000 a month. He was like, yeah, man. He's like, I work 2 jobs. He says, I have a regular job. This is not my main job. He was like, I have a job. And then I worked a security job to be able to afford the child support. And I was like, damn. Okay. I was like, wow. And I was like, man, how do you make it? He was like, and this is his testimony. He was like, man, I turned my life over to the Lord Jesus Christ. He was like, because if I didn't, there's no telling what I would do to that woman. And I was like, whew. I was like, golly. From that day, I was not complaining. I still complained about what I was going through. But when I heard that, he's like, if I didn't turn my life over to Jesus, I don't know what I would do to that woman. And I basically he was saying, if he didn't turn his life over to the Lord,
pop, pop, cut, 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 skitty, keep, pop, pop, and a pop, pop, boom. Here's William.
And I said, damn. And it was a young kid. And I was like, he got to go through this for the next 15 years until he in his 50s and 60s. Oh, my Lord. When I tell you the free agent lifestyle means a lot more than just being single and tricking, it's more than that. It's way more than that. You got to look at your life, not in a vacuum. You got to look at it and go, what is the life expectancy of me? All right, 65 years, 75, 85 years, if you're lucky. How much of this system shit are you going to put up with? These men, Paul Pierce, Marlon Wayans, Faison Love, these men are playing in the system from 18 to 68. Like, when is enough enough? How much? Yeah, Floyd Mayweather. How long do y'all want to play in this system? Or do you want to be free? Like, I chose to be free. Yeah, being with young girls and tricking, you might not want to be involved in. You don't have to accept that. I never tell you have to accept that. I keep that separate. But the main part is, do y'all want to be in the system that long? Voluntarily? All to prove that you can get some pussy on the strength? Well, they like me and I could get. Do you want to be on the system? Guys, it only takes one sperm. One night, one sperm, one slip past the goalie, one nut, one no pull out. But I'm 49, 50, and I said, I don't want to be on the system. I don't want to prove that I got love. I don't need love that bad, nigga. I've been on the system. I learned. I got hit over the head. I'm good. If whatever my life expectancy is, I'm going to be as free as I can for whatever length that is, because I don't want to be on the system. I don't. That right there is what I don't want. I don't want to be on paper. I don't want to be on the white man's paper. I don't want to be on a marriage contract. I don't want to cohabitate with a woman long enough for her ass to dig her claws into my fucking finances and commingle funds. I don't need love that bad, nigga. I don't want a relationship. I don't need a woman telling me to do. I don't need more kids. I don't need no fucking step kids. I don't need child support. I don't need and the system is not just child support. It's not just divorce. It is also the child protective services. Child protective services. You have a kid flip out. You have a woman say you made her son fall and hit his fucking head. Now they there, and now they dragging you into court. They summoning you and telling you to appear. And nah, bruh. Your kid a teenager, they fight. You got a domestic violence charge. Now you got to apply for jobs, explain why you got domestic violence arrested. Didn't that just happen to Sugar Ray Leonard? He damn near in his 70s and 80s, and his kid flipping out. Now they got domestic violence. No, fuck that, bro. I don't want to be on the system. That is what the free agent lifestyle means. Anything else is not what you interpret the free agent lifestyle. I don't want to be on the system. That's it. Walking on eggshells and making decisions for other people not to fuck your life up. No, bruh. Hell no. No. Somebody just got arrested for domestic violence, and it was because of their daughter. It wasn't even the girlfriend or the wife. It was they got into a spat with their daughter. Nigga, no. Absolutely not. That's what I'm preaching to you. And then I'll look at it and go, look, I'm 49. I don't have to be on the system again. I can be free to do what I want. I don't have a woman that's going to get emotional and just call up and then call the overseers and the slave catchers on my ass. Fuck that. Fuck that. All for some punani? No. All to help you niggas cope. Oh, you 50. You should be just, fuck that, bro. I'm going to be a free agent. I got to ask a girl when I could go to the Philippines, or I got to take her to the Philippines with me. Imagine taking your girlfriend or wife to the Philippines. Why would I want to do that? I could just book my trip to the Philippines and be like, stay there for 3 weeks and go say 2 tears in a bucket, motherfuck it. All right. And go through Filipinas like I was going through a sardine can. Nigga, I'm good. I don't have to ask my girl and see if she wants to come with me and say, no, heck, bro. I'm taking some fat black 56-year-old woman to the Philippines with me while I'm trying to fuck 22-year-old Filipina. Are you crazy? Are you crazy, nigga? Are you crazy? Free agent lifestyle for life. Why? Why are y'all trying to hit me up and put me back on the Matrix? Somebody explain this shit to me, bro. You too old for that. Y'all literally trying to hem me up and get me locked up and on the plantation that bad because you don't want me to post receipts? Is it that bad? Come on. Hell no. Hey, look. You can do it, but I ain't doing it, bro. You do it then. Okay, everything you suggest I do, why don't you do it first? You first, nigga. You do it first, and then I might need. Okay, I'm not even gonna do it, just so you guys know. But you go first, nigga. Don't tell me to do it, and then you sitting over there. Fuck out of here, man. G says, is a vasectomy an option for the Coach Gang members? All right, just depending on your age. All right, I'm not gonna be like Tomasi Rollo to tell you to go get one at 18 and 20. All right, but it is I always say, if you're in your 40s and you've been divorced or you plan on never getting married, it's a great option for you because one slip past the goalie and you're cooked. Right? But hell no, the system ain't, no, I don't like the system. I don't like to be called in and summons and told what to do and them niggas going through my paperwork and shit. No, hell no, bro. I'll pass. But you go first. You do it. All right, let me see here. We got this evil world we live in and then the main event. Let me see. Yep, that's what it is. And I'll quickly go through it. It's the evil world we live in. Let's see here. We got the quickly.
It's an evil world we live in.
It's an evil world we live in. We have this one right here. This woman says, don't forget to water your money tree. Okay, don't forget to water your money tree. Damn, man, it's evil out here how they think about you. Of course, you're getting it for free, right? Look at this beautiful neighborhood. This looks like somewhere in Oklahoma or Texas. Shout out to Killeen, Texas, or something like that. Some out there in Sugar Land. They got a nice community, nice manicure lawn. She says, don't forget to water your money tree. I get women on the strength. I get it for free. She loved me for me. I don't pay. She said, don't, man, Jesus. Man, relationships and marriage is definitely a humiliation ritual. Don't forget to water your money tree. Coach, it ain't about money. It's about love. Oh, really? Yeah, that sounds nice and all. Wait till you purchase a house. Right? Wait till you have to purchase a lawnmower or hire landscapers and shit. Look at that garden. Damn, bruh. That is cold. And he volunteered for this shit. This is cold as hell, nigga. But I'm a trick, right? Oh, golly. That's terrible. I don't pay. And that's what y'all want me to do? Marry a woman like that? God dang it. Okay, so now we got this one here. We got another video here on this evil world we live in. We have a woman that says, things I do to afford vacation. Okay, things I do to avoid vacation. You can see that. That is a chartered flight, definitely on the private. She got her feet out right there. She definitely is a nice, tightly packed, manicured woman in her 40s and up. All right, you can see she's Pilates oriented. She definitely be at the gym on the Stairmaster. She out there with her personal trainer. All right, she's highly manufactured. All right, she's got roots showing here. All right, so she's got nice color and cut. All right, Botox and all kind of peptide injections and HGH. All right, she definitely tightly packed. So she says right here, the things I do to afford vacation, having a party. The things I do to afford vacation, I do him. All men pay. And look at him. He's sleeping. He can't enjoy himself because they about to run up a tab, bruh. They about to run up a tab and she don't care. Women, she just gonna be like, let's do this. Let's go here. Let's do that. Let's buy this. And guess what? All that work and all he got was some pussy in exchange. Not only that, some used vaginas. Some vagina he didn't use over and over again. All right, but all men pay. Things I do to avoid vacation. Damn, bruh. It's a cold, evil ass world. Look at that. Yeah, it works like that. And she just having fun. All she got to do is jump up and down on him 3 days a week. All right, restrict his access to younger women. And for them, she just going to spend up his money. And most of the time, that's how relationships work. You can't be mad at that. It's the oldest profession. It's how it works. Marriage is the sex work. Marriage is sex work. You're not getting nothing for free, bruh. Oh man. All right, we got it's an evil world we live in. We got 3 more videos. We're matriculating the ball downfield to try to meet the 4-hour mark. We have a woman that says the perfect height for her is a guy that is 6'3" and above. Okay. The perfect height for her is a man that is 6'3" and above. We've heard this before. There she is right there. You can see that she's probably barely 5 feet tall, maybe about 5'2". This guy that she's standing next to is definitely all of 6 feet plus. This woman says, he asked her, what's the perfect height for a guy? And she says 6'3". But let's see what happens here.
How you the guy?
6'3".
I'm 6'3".
You're not 6'3".
Look, I'm way taller than you. There's no way.
5'10".
5'10"? I'm 5'10". Are you serious?
Yeah, no way, you're 6'3".
I am. My doctor told me I'm 6'3", and I know I am. I'm way taller than you.
You look very short.
See, this is the thing that this is the world that you live in. Sometimes they'll ask for 6'3" and be standing right next to a 6'3" nigga. And she says, you look short. You're not 6'3". You're 5'10". Guys, never worry about you being too short or too tall. Because imagine being between like 5'11" and 6'2", and they call you short. You literally 6'3", and she's like, no, you're not. She said she looking for 6'3", standing next to 6'3", and says he's 5'10". Now, that's the same thing as guys that think they're going to get their money up and think the women are going to smell that you're rich. They'll be walking around talking about manifesting a guy that has money, stand right next to you and treat you like a brokey. They'll have conversations with you and be like, I bet you broke anyway, and be talking to you and you got the bag. See, the things that you worry about women wanting, most of the time when you can give it to them and they'll still not want it. They'll be like, well, it is what I asked for, but I don't like it like that. You have to you have to understand that about them. Don't listen to them in terms of thinking that they'll know when they see it. They don't know. They don't.
I look very short.
They don't know it. They'll ask for it. They'll manifest it. They'll actually say that's my dream guy. Dream guy standing right next to them, and they don't see it. They don't see it. You're not 6'3". You're 5'10".
Look, I'm way taller than you. There's no way.
5'10". Because in her mind, she's with high heels. She believes she's 5'10" or 5'9". That's what she thinks in her mind.
10.
5'10". I'm 5'10". Are you serious?
No way you're 6'3".
No way you're 6'3". I mean, come on, bro. Like, I can look at this video and know that that's what I would look like standing next to him. That's what I would look like standing next to him. All right. We know what a 6'3" looks like. We know what 6 feet looks like. In their mind, it's just a number to them. 6'5" with a blue eyes and a finance and a trust fund. All right. No way you're 6'3". But even when you got the bag, dude, they'll act like you're broke. They'll be like, well, I mean, you seem regular to me. I actually had a woman tell me that. She said, you seem like a regular guy to me. I don't see no difference. Then the next thing out of her mouth was, well, it sounds like you make a lot of money. You could afford a $3,000 bag. It's like, right? You just said, I'm just a regular guy to you. In their world, the guy that they think that is their quality guy, they imagine when they meet him, he'll be shining. Like he'll be like glittering. It'll be like glitter. Like in their mind, the guy has a Porsche. He's going to hop out and be 22. And then they're like, damn, a 48-year-old, a 50-year-old. I want a guy that has a Porsche, but he's 27. But the same thing happens to women, right? To men. Men, we think that when we get the perfect woman, that when we have sex with them, it'll be rockets and fireworks. And it's just a regular stank puss. It's just a regular pussy. Like, you're like, she got the titty sitting right. Yeah. Want to bite. Yeah. And you'll get her in the bed and it'll just be regular vagina. It ain't gonna be nothing great. It ain't gonna be shining and glittery. It ain't gonna be out there smelling like potpourri in the bathroom. This is gonna be a regular stank vagina. All right. And she gonna lay there and probably do very little. And there's not gonna be no song and no rockets and no fireworks and no celebrations and cheers. It ain't gonna be nothing. It don't glow, it don't shimmer or glimmer or shine. It's just gonna smell like an armpit and a stank piece of tuna. At the end of the day, it's gonna be like a regular girl. You could might as well just have a fat chick in there. On to the next. You're gonna think that if I get the perfect woman, I'm gonna be satisfied. If I have sex with my dream girl, I'll be satisfied and not look at another woman. No, you're not. You're gonna get that a couple pieces of time and you're gonna be bored. Like they always say, for every beautiful woman that you find, there's a guy that is bored of having sex with her. Every beautiful woman that you see, there's a guy tired of fucking her. There's a guy that don't even want to reach up. There's a guy sitting with her and just dreading that she asked him to have sex and foreplay. Right? All right, you're like, oh boy. And there's a guy like, boy, if I had her in here, I would have her every night. There's a guy looking at her like, please don't ask me for no dick today. So we both experienced this 100%. All right. And we got another woman here. Okay. We got two women. We got a divorce story. We have a woman that says, oh, check this out. Somebody was just talking about this with me. All right. Would you get back with your ex-wife? All right. This is crazy to me. We have a guy here says they got divorced 3 years ago, reconciled 18 months ago, and bought a house together. Let's play this video here. Is there music on this? No music.
Are y'all about to cry? No. Guys, y'all want to see my room?
Oh, the humanity. You big dummy.
Bruh. See, this is what people think. Love is not this powerful for me. Like, I don't miss a woman this much, bro. And man, is this Texas? Look at this. She a biggin too. All right. And wow, bruh. She divorced you already, and then you went and married her and got back with her, and you bought a house. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, look, this couldn't be me, man. It could never be me. And I'm going to show you something that's even more ridiculous. I'm going to tell you the most ridiculous thing about this. All right. It's not the fact that they divorced and he got back. Let me show you the most ridiculous part of this one right here. And shout out to them. More power to them. But damn, bruh. Watch this. There's little Aiden. All right. So I say he need a DNA test for these kids. He is in the, what do they call it? He in the sucking place. All right. So there it is right there. There she is. Big hug. She definitely, all right. I'm not going to say she fat yet, but she getting there. Watch this. Oh, no. Oh, sir. What do I spy right here, bruh? Now, remember I told you what white girls do? They always get up on their toes. All right. They love to do that. They love to get up on their toes. And that. Do I see space between the pelvic area? Jesus. And did she turn her head? Oh, fuck. Bro, I'm telling you, you about to lose that house with your fat ass. And look at his stomach. Is there something in there? You about to lose that house, bro. She got you set up like a big old big mouth bass. You cooked. That's a mess. Oh my God. God has moved in some big ways for y'all. I'm so excited to see what his blessing brings you. Of course, God responsible for this, but what God gonna be responsible for after this? She about to finesse this nigga right up out of his house. Oh my Lord Jesus. And she got to put her foot up for social media here. Raising an emotionally intelligent young boy. Are y'all about to cry? Golly, bruh, you about to be, yo, oh no. This is, how much tricking is this? Is this tricking? Oh my God, man, I can't even. Somebody say he probably thought Andrew Wilson won the debate. Coach, man, you ain't got no heart, do you? I'm heartless when it comes to this shit, man. God dang. He about to be out. Yeah, he about to be out of $500,000. He about to get juice for his ducats. Man, bro, you could have spent like $500 a week at the JUCO. Where's my trick calculator? Let's get my trick calculator. That's a $500,000 house in Oklahoma. Divide that by an average going rate for decent looking JUCO, not that big woman that he with. He could have had 1,000 women. 1,000 women or 1,000 pieces of young, fine, fresh punani, 1,000 pieces. Now, I'm going to tell you, man, it's hard to have sex 1,000 times. I mean, most of the people are married. They ain't having sex 1,000 times yet. Okay. Okay. Let me see here. Yeah. Most married people barely have it. Like if you've been married less than 10 years, you ain't fucked your wife more than 1,000 times. Like you ain't hit it more than 1,000. And certainly if you've been married for 20 years, you probably haven't had sex 1,000 times. But he could have 1,000 pieces of JUCO punani. And then that's just going on the median rate of a piece of JUCO. You could have some far less than that. You could go into the Philippines and have it. I mean, the Filipino rate would be 5,000 Filipinas. All right. 5,000 Filipinas.
What kind of fuck you give me?
Man, it's cold out here. All right. Last one. We got a Ling here. This is the future of dating and relationships and procreation. This is the future. So we have a Ling here. that says a little Elfie looking lean. All right, there she is right there. She says, how much I paid just for sperm. All right, here we go right here.
This much just for sperm. Yes, you heard it right. Last video I told you guys I'm becoming a single mom, and you kept asking me what I look for in a man. Nothing. I don't care about the man. I only care about what's in his DNA. Look, this is the most important investment of my life. And no, I'm not pulling a random donor from a sperm bank. Honestly, 99% of men out there don't even qualify to be a donor. Here's what he has to be, okay? Caucasian, blue eyes, 6 feet tall, athletic. And I don't mean someone who loves sports. He has to have competed at Olympic level, top 5 university in the US, minimum 3.8 GPA. And the sperm has to be fresh off the. And I'm sure you guys all agree, finding a man like this is harder than finding forever love, right? So I hired an agent who literally walked into every school and went up to every guy who fit what I wanted. It took him a month to find the perfect sperm. Money may not buy love, but it definitely buys great genes. I used to think I want a man. Turn out I just want him for his genes without the rest of him. I paid this much just for sperm. Yes, you heard it right. Last video I told you guys I'm becoming a single mom.
Okay, so this is the future of procreation. Just so you guys know, people don't realize that this is the case, but this is indeed the case. This is the future of procreation. We see that the birth rate is declining, and we also see that older women are having more children than even teenage women. So she is out here saying that she's going full Ebony K. Williams. We have a woman that says, I'm just going to stay single and buy a vat of sperm. Remember Ebony K. Williams said that? Ebony K. Williams went and did it. And now she's still looking for love. Okay, so her requirements for a guy, we're gonna pull this up here. I'm gonna pull up her page just so you can see what she's going through. Yeah, she's living the life. She's living the life. Don't pass the scroll. Oh, all right. Somebody says send it. Here we go right here. This is her Instagram page. Her Instagram page is doing very well here. This is her. And she's living herself solo ecclesiastically, traveling the world. She's living the female free agent lifestyle. Shout out to her. All right, let me go bang you around just a little bit, Ling. All right, there she is in Paris. This is the female free agent lifestyle. A day in the life of a multimillionaire. All right. Yep, she's got a Ferrari, horses in them Porsches. She just bought her Ferrari right there. The handbag, shopping. She definitely Korean. This is definitely a markers of a Korean woman. I would say Korean or Chinese. All right. And that's definitely what you're getting over there. There ain't no love in Korea like that. And there's a lot of plastic surgery there, and there's her flatbacks. All right. Like I said, Ling's basically got soy body. All right. Not much muscles, just soy. All right. So this is her. What? Wait, what's that? What's that right there? Who that kid? Interesting. All right, so that's her page. So, yeah. So she's a single mom. So she already had a kid. And that kid looked like a niggy. All right, but it looked like half mixed mulatto kid. So what does she want in a man here?
And you kept asking me what I look for in a man. Nothing. I don't care about the man. I only care about what's in his DNA. Look, this is the most important investment.
Somebody nutted in her about when she was about 25. All right, somebody get a DNA test.
Of my life. And no, I'm not pulling a random donor from a sperm bank. Honestly, 99% of men out there don't even qualify to be a
99% don't qualify.
donor. Here's what he has to be, okay? Caucasian,
number one. That's not a surprise. All right, people are going to be put off by that, but that definitely is Caucasian in relationship to status. That's just status. I mean, not even the white skin thing. They do have a white skin thing, but yeah, status. She's already had a nigga baby, so you can already see why Caucasian would be number one.
blue eyes.
Blue eyes. All right, but even if she has a baby by you, she has blue eye contacts, but baby probably is going to get brown eyes or dark eyes.
6 feet tall.
6 feet. All right. For a woman that's 5'1",
athletic.
Athletic. By the way, you can do this. She can already do this scientifically herself, but athletic.
I don't mean someone who loves sports. He has to have competed at Olympic level.
All right, he got to compete with the Kentucky Derby, as the Pimp say.
Top 5 universities.
Top 5 universities. Harvard, Stanford, Yale, UMass. I mean, this is some selective breeding right there, bruh.
In the US, minimum 3.8 GPA. And
oh my goodness, 3.8 GPA.
And the sperm has to be fresh off the. And I'm sure you guys all agree.
It got to be fresh off the dills, Nick. Oh my goodness gracious, man.
It's an evil world we live in.
They have a term for this on social media. The young people have a term for this. People are going to call this rage bait, but the young people have a term for this called they call it the Diddy Foid. I think that's how they call it, Diddy Foid, which is people, women typically who rage bait. Or let me see if I could pull up the definition of Diddy Foid. Anybody heard this conversation before? People haven't heard this before. I had to look this up. Okay. Diddy Foid definition. No, that's not what I want. Not Diddy Food. Nobody ever heard of this? This is a young person's term. And let's see if we can go in. We'll go into the AI. We have to pull this up. Okay, so here we go right here. Let's pull it up here for the young people, the Gen Z. We got to relate to the Gen Z here. And they said a Diddy Foid is a highly derogatory, ironic internet slang term primarily used to describe a woman who acts in a controlling, overbearing, and manipulative manner. Okay. It is deeply rooted in Reddit anime forums and TikTok meme subculture, which uses multiple layers of irony for the slang. A foid is a femoid. Okay. And Diddy is used to be to imply that someone is behaving like an undercover operative or a handler, Mossad agent, grammatical meme, gaming trash talk. All right. Essentially, they're saying that this person is representing a small subset of women. It is an extreme incel slur for woman. The foid is. So it's a mashup of two terms. All right. Interesting. All right. But they're saying that women who do content like this, they're calling them like Diddy foids, I suppose, to where they're doing content to, rage bait you. And they represent a small subsector of women. Also, women that are agreeable to men can be seen as that. So if they make content and all of their content is agreeable to men and they sound like a pick-me, that could be constituted as that too. She's just doing it for the views. You would say Lauren Southern at one point was probably a Diddy Foid, where she's doing content specifically for men and she always hits the men's point of view. All right. That is probably not her normal thinking. And she probably can't understand normal thinking. So she does this for views and entertainment, aka the grift. So that could be responsible for that. But we're going to go through the LeBron main event here in a second. I'm going to do some super chats. We'll be done at the 4-hour mark for sure. But we need to acknowledge some people over on the Ko-Fi. And we're going to start with Trinicia. All right. Trinicia says, Lord knows I have tried to have more empathy for people, but that man can get his child support sent to an address and then threaten to off his baby mom, but can't threaten to go find his baby. He says, we don't know if the judge removed custody from him for a good reason. Respect the declining birth rate. Shout out to you. Yeah, we don't know the whole story. So he just told part of the story that we know. But no, it is what it is. He probably impregnated a woman he had nothing to do with. I get him on the strength. Shout out to MC Hamster says, when is the tour to the Arabian Peninsula? CGA and the 40-piece leaves taking a ride on some magic carpet. Shout out to the Arabian Peninsula and the princesses there. That might be the last place on earth I attempt to do some wild shit. All right, because I'm not the Sultan. All right, neither do I got enough money to do Dubai on these girls and have my harem of Arabian princesses. All right, that's an extreme amount of money before we get over there, but maybe I'll do it in a small Southeastern Asian peninsula. All right, it might be tough for me to get over there and do that. Shout out to Mr. 6'5" says, long time Ninja Watcher, appreciate what you do. You went from 70K at 26 to 140K a year at age 34, no kids, never married, staying focused and bossing up. Free agent lifestyle for life. Shout out to Mr. 6'5" in the building. All right, making it happen, bossing up, and in a short period, less than 10 years, doubled his income. That's what it takes. And that's what it is. And you can ask Giz, man. Appreciate the story and the testimony. That's what we want to hear around here. And it's the way it goes, man. You got to lock in and have a sense of urgency. Take life seriously in your 20s, in your 30s. People think, oh, I got time. You don't got a lot of time, man. You don't have a lot of time. And not like you think. All right, I'm 50 years old. 50 came up pretty quickly. Now think about all of the things that you did leading up to that. Did you really live the life that you wanted to live? Happens fast. Happens fast. All right, let's get to that main event. Let's do it live. We got LeBron James coming up. We want to hear what he's talking about with the New World Order here. Here we go. LeBron James on the main event here on the Coach Greg Adams channel right here. LeBron James in hot water recently from some comments that he made several months ago, but the video has resurfaced and going feral, specifically over on Twitter, of him talking about if he was to remarry again. All right, if he was to remarry again, what type of girlfriend or wife would he look for? Okay, so we know he's married to Savannah, that his high school sweetie. They had several children, then they married, and then they think they had a kid after that. They've been married for over 10 years. Recently, Savannah has been threatening him to renew vows. I don't know if they actually did, but we saw that and broke that down. And maybe they renew vows and she's been down and dirty. After that 10-year mark, Savannah has popped up on podcasts and the internet to express her opinions, and most of them have hit like a fart in church. And they basically told Savannah to go back, sit down, and shut the fuck up.
Silence, you fool.
All right, but Savannah's trying to find her way to be relevant, and it's going to be her turn because LeBron James is selflessly out here playing basketball until he's 50, and she doesn't have her chance to have her turn. All right, but with that being said, a proposition was brought up to LeBron James as to see what he would choose as a wife. Now, remember, this clip is back from October. I actually reviewed a clip from this live stream about something else that he said, but this clip has resurfaced and it is going feral. So it says right here, let's go ahead and play some of the clip.
I think personally, me today, if I was not in a relationship today, I could not have a stay-at-home woman. It's not like for me, who I am at 40 and what I got going on, just coming home and just seeing somebody just sitting on the couch every day, just sitting there, just chilling. Like that wouldn't float for me. I think personally, me today, if I was not in a relationship today.
All right, so LeBron James is up here playing his best Malcolm X. You know, LeBron James is a pseudo-intellectual. He wants to be considered smart. He's not going to be able to play basketball all his life. So he wants to put some thoughts out there. And most of the time, he's taking the middle ground or the side of the progress or the New World Order side. He's trying to pander to a group of people because LeBron James likes to be liked. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the courage to be disliked. Like Michael Jordan, right? Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All right. The men before him, they didn't give a fuck. The faces of the NBA, they're like, we don't care about being like championships. All right. But he wants to be the modern day Muhammad Ali, despite the fact that Muhammad Ali was highly hated across the board. All right. Before he was loved. It took them years for Muhammad Ali to be loved. Same as Martin Luther King. It took even Malcolm X years to be accepted and loved. So, and they just had to change the narrative about the individual. But LeBron James wants to be loved in real time and liked. But what happens is when you take the middle ground oftentimes and you're trying to be liked by everybody, well, then you're going to say something that offends someone. And this is what he did. He offended a lot of people. Number one, traditional conservatives. He offended them. Like, what? How dare you, my nigga? Like, what are you talking about? Talking about
How dare you?
If you were 40 years old and you weren't married today, you would get a woman to do what? Strong and independent, have her own job. Now, are you LeBron at 40 and single, or are you CGA and 40 as single? Right? That's two different things. But we're assuming you're 40 and you're LeBron. You're telling me you want a woman out there having a good job, making $85K a year, but you make a damn near $1 billion in your lifetime. You want her to go have a job? Nobody believes that shit. Nobody believes that shit, nigga. What do you want her to do? You want to be a co-worker, a titan in the industry, a masters of the universe, a CEO niggero? Is that what you want to pair up with? You want a power couple? Or who are you pandering to, man? This is crazy. Who are you pandering to? You're LeBron, nigga. You don't even your wife today, Savannah, is known for nothing. All right. She known for doing nothing. Like, what does she do, bruh? Okay. Now, let's say this. Let's say Savannah does something. You can hire a staff full of people to do what Savannah is supposed to do. Okay. So just from that perspective, people have found that to be offensive, to be like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Now, the problem is,
Gotta get my bag in,
What that mean?
here's the problem. Here's the problem is that he didn't express himself completely right on this one. And this does happen because he's not, again, he's a pseudo intellectual. He's an intelligent guy, but he really isn't figured out how to really truly express himself with a lot of reps. All right. He talks in interviews and he talks in, talking points, but he hasn't been able to express himself like he wants to. And I think he made a mistake in this clip, which he could have said a little bit better. But let me just show you, man, the internet going crazy on LeBron right now. They're going crazy on him. So here's Out of Touch. AOL says, out of touch LeBron James slammed as his unjustified criticism of stay-at-home moms resurfaces. And someone says he needs to stop talking. Reading the article quickly here, LeBron James is finding himself in the middle of a social media firestorm after a clip from October 2025 resurfaced this week on Twitter. LeBron James appeared with his wife, Savannah James, and April McDaniel on the Everybody's Crazy podcast, wherein the group discussed roundtables, including guests Kai Cenat, Phantom, and Travis Bennett. It said it's been months since LeBron sat down on the podcast, but the internet has a long memory. The clip is circulated again on X, has reignited backlash from women, particularly single stay-at-home moms, after the Lakers star revealed that he could not date one and explained exactly why. He said, I personally think me today, I would not, if I'm not in a relationship, I could not have a stay-at-home woman. For me at 40, what I got going on, just coming home and seeing somebody sitting on the couch every day, just chilling. That wouldn't float for me. Are you saying that's what Savannah does? And it says Savannah was not exactly nodding along, and the rest of the table didn't look too convinced either. We'll take a look at that. The irony isn't lost on anyone. LeBron is a billionaire. And if there's one person on the planet who could actually afford to support a stay-at-home partner without a second thought, it's him. And it says right here, this is an out-of-touch opinion. People are going in on that. But before we go in, we'll just say people are saying he's shading full-time moms, traditional relationships. He's saying that because any woman he dates is not doing laundry, dishes, cleaning baths, floors, etc., he'll hire people to do those things. Normal stay-at-home wives don't sit on the couch all day. They're doing housework. What an out-of-touch opinion. And it says right here, stay-at-home moms aren't exactly sitting on the couch. Now, let me go back and break something down for LeBron James, and I'm going to give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt here in this one because I'm playing the devil's advocate here. I'm no longer on one side of the argument. I'm going to play the devil's advocate. Okay. Go. So LeBron James he never said stay-at-home mom. So let's play the clip again.
Today, if I was not in a relationship today, I could not have a stay-at-home woman. It's not like for me, who I am at 40 and what I got going on, just coming home and just seeing somebody just sitting on the couch every day, just sitting there, just chilling. Like that wouldn't float for me.
Okay, so let's see.
So LeBron James.
Okay, so there's the clip right there. Yeah, that went over like a fart in church. Okay, and Savannah James, just so you guys know, if I can zoom in, the woman sitting to his right here with her head tilted to the side, that's his current wife. The woman that is the podcast host with his wife is sitting over there looking at this nigga like,
wait a minute. Who are you?
all right. So this didn't go over well. Even Kai Cenat, loudmouth ass, is not saying nothing on this one. They stayed quiet. But Savannah James is looking at this like, nigga, what? So is that how you see me? Sitting at home all day doing nothing? All right, I'm serious.
What that mean?
But my thing is, and I'm going to see if I can rescue him just a little bit, and maybe he can articulate this a little bit better. He said, I wouldn't want a stay-at-home woman. Okay, he did not say a stay-at-home mom, which then means in effect that he doesn't have children with this next woman. Now, he's always had young children, even as early as what, age 20, 21, 22 with Savannah. So all he knows is having Savannah. I mean, we know he has other women, but all he knows is Savannah, having children, pregnant, staying at home. That's all he knows. So in his defense, he doesn't want that. He's like, that's okay. But he said a stay-at-home woman, which means in effect, I'm thinking it's a woman that he doesn't have kids with, just sitting at home doing nothing. IG, basically, AKA an Instagram model girlfriend. So if I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, he's talking about an Instagram skeezer, a woman that wants to be doted on while he goes and plays basketball and she sits on the phone scrolling social media. That's what I'm assume he's talking about. All right, in order to defend his statement. But if we're just qualifying and it said, okay, if he was to get another Savannah, he would object and say, no, I don't think he's talking about Savannah. I think he's talking about an average everyday skeezer today that just wants to sit at home and drink wine all day and do nothing and paint nails and that. That's where I think he's meant. And it did not come across as that.
I think personally, me today, if I was not in a relationship today, I could not have a stay-at-home woman.
Oh, see, he said stay-at-home woman. He didn't say stay-at-home wife. He didn't say a baby mama. He said a stay-at-home woman, which I'm going to say, let me see if we can do this. Let's pull this up. Because he gets targeted by a lot of these women. I mean, if you think I get targeted and you get targeted by women who just want to sit up at the hotel and order room service and shit, okay. All right. You imagine the amount of women that just want to sit up and do nothing on his money. All right. Here's an example right here. Let's see if we can find this video. Okay. This would be an example of the type of women that probably target him, saying, just give me an allowance, like this type shit. All right. Let's see if we can pull it back. You know, where they just want to not even have your baby. They just want to buy purses and handbags and look on TikTok and shit like this. Where's the video at? Let me rewind this shit. Okay, I should just show you a picture. Like this type of woman. This will be a stay-at-home woman. I think he's talking about this. All right. Just typical IG baddie bitch just wanted to sit up. Thoughting and plotting and cheating on them on the side and talking to niggas and taking pictures and on vacation. This is a stay-at-home woman. Okay, yeah, like that. Shaking her head. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, look in my eyes. Look in those white devil slave master eyes. And she sat up there the whole time trying to just seduce this nigga on the sideline. This is who he's talking about, in my opinion. Although he did step in it a little bit. Look at her. She just right here. Somebody thinking this woman she loves a man. There's a man out there that thinks she loves him. Even a guy with big money. All right, but she like, yeah, nigga, yeah, come to mommy. Come to mommy. Come to me. She blinking and she like, yeah, just lock eyes and look, he's sniggling. Look, he like, look, now he's showing out. Look at him. He playing his best basketball now. All right, anyway. He looked over there and he was like, Where the white women at? So I think that's what he meant. But let's just say that's not what he meant. And he fucked around and he said, I don't want a woman that is a stay-at-home mom. All right, because Savannah James, I don't have the rest of the clip, but Savannah James was not feeling what he said. Nobody was feeling what he said. Like, how dare you say that? Let's just say that.
How dare you?
I'm going to say that then what he's doing is pandering to a group of people, which is his demographics, saying that if he was LeBron James at 40 today, he would want a working girl, a power couple, a career woman, a C-suite bunny, a hardworking, aggressive woman that he doesn't even know. His mother wasn't even that. His mother wasn't even that. Savannah James isn't that. Then he's pandering to the demographics. He's pandering to the New World Order. He's pandering to the Democratic, liberal, progressive groups. He's pandering to the, somebody said, he's pandering to a woman like that. We know this is not true. And I will say that in my time, I would agree with him. I wouldn't want a stay-at-home wife either. Okay. I don't think that appeals to me unless I live on a farm. A stay-at-home wife is probably not appealing to me either. So I would agree. But now at this point, I would say he's pandering to say men should be paired up and give up the dream of having a stay-at-home wife. Therefore, stay-at-home wives don't do enough for me. And you should give up that dream because even I wouldn't want that. What say you? Okay. What say you on this one? Is he pandering or let me see if we can pull this right here. Is LeBron James, because I think I agree with him, but that's just from my circumstance today. But I did want to say at home wife. What is LeBron doing here on this one here? What is he doing? We're going to put up a poll here. That's LeBron. Somebody said all. I don't know. Okay, we'll put that as an option. Is he pandering? Is he is he misquoted? No IG model is what he meant. No IG model, just bird. He doesn't want a bird head skeezer. Or we'll put both, all right, as an option. All right, so did he misquote himself in his intentions, which is highly possible? Or is he pandering? I should have put, is he out of touch too? Well, it's not a surprise that a LeBron would be out of touch. He's been a superstar since he was 16. All right, and that's not even included when he was a superstar at 14. Okay, that we mostly didn't know about him. We really only knew about him from age 16, roughly. And then we know his story. So he hasn't had the typical life, nor does he have the typical wife. The wife that LeBron has, if he was us, Savannah James would not rock with us like this. Okay, we already know a baby mama that stays with you through 2-3 kids and then gets married. Nah, Savannah James, if Savannah James is with CGA, I would have lost Savannah James a long time ago. So he doesn't even have the prototypical situation with his girlfriend, and neither should he. We're just saying that in his mind, he's been out of touch with reality since about 14 or 16. Shout out to our brother here. Anyway, I don't have a problem with what he said here. Stay-at-home wives are for young mothers. Yes, so he's 40. He doesn't. Well, I mean, like I said, I agree too. I'm 40. Why would I want a woman staying at home for me? Like today. I mean, I could benefit from it like a woman that's an assistant for an example, but I think she would actually have to join into my business like she would have to do social media too or assist me with it. Like she gonna hold a camera or something, or she gonna be an accessory. Like she can't just be like, I couldn't take a woman that's like just wants to be in the background. Like she's gonna have to be in the foreground because that's what I do and that's what my message is. She would have to be involved in it. But I've had women that even JUCOs that they don't want to be in the foreground, they want to be in the background. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool and all. But then I basically say, I don't want nothing to do with you. And they get pissed. They're like, wait, why? What? And I'm like, well, I'm in a time of my life where I want women a little bit more on the foreground because that helps me out. That helps me out. But just coming out and tricking on you and doing nothing, that don't help me out at all. So you're going to have to be out there with your face. No face, no case. You're going to have to be on the video. You're going to have to be. But some women don't want that. They just want to do the experience and go on trips and vacations and sit back on the back. And don't put me in the video ass nigga hiding from the camera and shit. Mad when I start vlogging. All right. They don't want to be in a video. Like you pull out the camera to vlog, them bitches be turning into the nigga on the Matrix. They be like, all right, they see that camera pivot and turn. They be like, oh, keep me out of that shit. Well, that doesn't help me out much. All right, that now, not all women that I'm with are on the camera, and I know some women that I have some like that, but I don't need more. And some women will be like, I'll be more. I'll be in there. Take me here. Do that. Do that. But them niggas, I ain't going on the camera. I'm trying to get something out of it. You know what I mean? So anyway, making the haters mad, jealous and shit. Somebody says, even if your wife didn't just want to be a mother, she wanted to work, she should work under you. Yeah, we were making, that's Kaylin. That's what I want to look at. Not saying that you should look at that, but that's what I would be looking for. All right. Not a wife though, but a woman that wanted that, where she's like, because I look at it as why. Now again, I like space too. I don't like a woman to just be sitting up under me all the time. So I'm like, go get some space. For me, this is just me. But to have like a woman that's a working woman outside of me living with me. Remember, he's talking about a wife, a woman. To have her living with me, but out there in the world pushing papers and pencils, making $50K a year. I'm not in that space right now. That ship is sailed at my time in my life. That means nothing to me. What that woman would be to me is somebody that lives over there. Right. I would never commit to her. She's never gonna get the ring. She never gonna get me to settle down with her. No monogamy. You just a woman over there that I pull off the bench. All right. And if you got other niggas, you can have other niggas. I don't care about all that. I ain't claiming you. You never getting the last name. You never getting the ring. You just gonna live separately over in your fucking apartment. You're gonna take care of your own bills and all of that shit. You're gonna pay that out. And I'll see you once or twice a week. Maybe. But yeah, you're gonna live separately. Right? You're gonna be completely separate from me. If that's how you want to live, I want to have my own money and I want to make my own money, have my own job and career and shit like that. Yep, just get on the bench. I'm gonna call you off. I'm gonna be like, need a righty, right? Need a lefty, right? Or need a righty, need a lefty. I need you tonight. Call your ass off the bench. You can go in there and warm up. Bitch be out there warming up. Take us some warm up pitches. Get in the bullpen. That's all you're going to be. A designated hitter in the National League. That's it. You ain't moving in on me. I got to get ready for work and running out the door and shit. Handing me a Pop-Tart and shit. She getting her last scoop of shit, leaving empty dishes in the sink and shit while I work from home and I got to sit here and look at empty dishes in the sink. No, fuck that. Fuck all that. All right. She going to be on special teams. All right, 4th down. All right, punt defense, nigga, punt recovery. 100%, man. Hell no. That in my time, I'm not letting a woman live up under me and shit, soaking up all my motherfucking toilet paper. You know, one thing about men that don't understand, women are resource drainers. Women think women are free, bro. If you get a woman that lives with you, you're going to see how much toilet paper they waste, how much tissue paper they waste, right? Tissue, when they be blowing their nose and snot. How much electricity, water they run. You tell them to go in there and make breakfast. They in there they use up half the pancake mix. They go through half a pack of bacon. Like, nigga. What the fuck? I go in there, man. I'm like, what happened to all that fucking soy sauce and sweet and sour sauce that I had? Look in the trash. They didn't went through that. I'm like, damn, that was a new bottle. They go in there and get the goddamn counter spray and you go in there, the bottle empty. Like, what the? Like, we consume resources. We like we don't know when our next meal is coming. So we'll go in there with 2 strips of bacon and shit and just nurse the motherfucker. We get a glass of orange juice and just nurse the shit and be like, that's enough. They go in there, just pour a glass of orange juices, going through the ketchup and the motherfucking sweet and sour sauce, like all kind of shit. You know what I mean? There'd be extra paper towels unused in the trash can. Like, what the fuck? Dude, when I come in, dude, I have a woman over my house. If she stays for 5 days a week, I go looking for shit that I know at least had a half a bottle or some shit. Then I go in there, I'm like, where is this? And then I remember, oh, somebody was at my house last week. Everything gone, bruh. Gone. Like, how the hell? And you don't see them using the shit. Like, I didn't even see you using it. Everything gone, bruh. They use up all the Clorox bleach wipes. Everything gone in fucking 4 days. Like, yeah. So that's the thing that men don't understand about women. They never live with women, man. They go through resources and then act like they don't. They take their tampon out. They go all through the toilet paper, wrap it up and shit. You go to the, like, why is the bathroom trash can half full? They go through shit. Yep, they go through shampoo. 1 bottle in a week. Like, what? Man, put a dime, nigga, quarter size. That's all you need. Quarter size bit of shampoo. I'm mad talking about shampoo for my fucking head. They got all that wig and weave. All right. You only need a quarter size of shampoo. Fuck. Ladies are mad right now. They are very, 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 they go through resources, man. So don't think that you're going to spare resources when you go up in there, man. You're going to have the extra set of Costco shit. That's why Costco exists. Wives. Wives. Anyway, let me do these super chats to get up out of here under 4 hours. Men don't see this coming. You don't see this coming, bro. That's why they be at Target and Ulta and shit and all the time. They just go through resources, especially if they're not buying the resources. Now, when they buy the resources, they're a lot more, they pay more attention, right? But if they come to your house or they move in with you and you're the ones paying for the resources, they going through that shit, bro. They gonna go through it. You'll be like, oh, we need to stop at Target. We need to order something on Instacart. Why? What? And you're not gonna pay attention, especially if you got it. You're like, yeah, whatever. But they are hogs when it comes to resources, bro. Especially when they're not paying for it. So watch out for that. Angry little dude says, Coach, he says, show them how 5 inches look like. Shout out to you. He says that's what women are rejecting men over, laughing my ass off, 5 inches. Okay. Of height. Right. 5 inches. 5 inches of dick. They're like, nah, that ain't enough. When I come over, I got like a wine cabinet and I got a wine refrigerator. As soon as they come over here, can I open a bottle of wine? So I'll go in my refrigerator after they leave for a couple of days. Guess what I see in there? I see damn near 3 damn near full bottles of wine in there that I'm not going to drink. But she just had to open the rosé. She just had to open the motherfucking Pinot Noir. She had to just open the fucking Chardonnay. Like, what? She just had to get a sip. Open one glass. Like, oh, my Lord. Now I got 3 bottles that I got to go through. It's crazy. He says, I love my wife. She a great secretary. She not hot at all, though. Dude, I'm going to tell you, man, look, the best wives are ugly wives. I mean, not ugly wives, midwives. The best wives are mid. But they don't make wives like that no more. Okay? They don't make wives like that. They used to make wives that were just, and y'all missed the Dallas, Texas wife. You know what I mean? She got her hair coiffed. She got her little blouse on. Bitch don't know how to pick up 5 pounds. She can't open a can opener. You know what I mean? Like, She was just a basic wife, just happy to be a wife and shit. She didn't want to be a whore. She didn't want to be a skeezer. She didn't want to be alone. She just wanted to have a family and a wife and some kids. And guess what? You cheated on her and shit. You know what I mean? You treated her dirty. You smacked her up a little bit. Shh, be quiet. You didn't come home from work. You went to the titty bar and motorboated fake titties and shit and finger fucked a couple of girls in the strip club and then you came home to your wife, fingers smelling like rotten snatch, and then she at the top of the stairs and shit in her negligee after she done took her Ambien, and she up there with her bottle of wine, holding it and her glass of wine upstairs. Where you been? I know you out there with your whores. I know you've been out there with your sluts. I can't take it anymore. She get all down the stairs, fall down the stairs, all dramatic. She catch the vapors clutching her pearls. I know you're going out there. Where's that clip of J.R. Ewing? Hold on for a second. J.R. Ewing, Sue Ellen. Let me see here. We need to find that shit. Here we go right here. Is this the GIF? Okay, where's the video at? We need the video of J.R. Ewing and shit. Okay, here we go right here. I hope here. Okay, hold up for a second. I'm gonna pull it up on YouTube. And they gonna give me a copyright and shit too. It's on YouTube. I need one of them wives, negligee wife and shit.
I swear you're heading at 90 miles an hour towards a nervous breakdown. Gonna have to do something about those ravens of yours.
No, JR. I am not raving. I am not drunk. I am just fine. And you're not going to put me back into that sanitarium.
Who's going to stop me?
Bobby's going to stop you. He's not going to let you put me away.
We can count on that. You know, I would get what I want.
Tell me, JR, which slut are you going to stay with tonight?
What difference does it make? Whoever it is, it's got to be more interesting than the slut I'm looking at right now.
Oh, hey, man. The good old days. The good old days. Ladies, this is what I want. All right, I need a woman like this. All right. Oh no.
Oh, the humanity.
Now stay here and clean up the horse trough or babysit them kids and do something. Have another glass of wine and shit. God damn, nigga. Oh my Lord. All right, anyway. That's why they shot JR though. They had to shoot that nigga. They was like, all right, we gotta kill him, bro. He too reckless. All right, the good old days, ladies, where y'all at? All right, we need wives like that. And she come home, she just waiting for you, sitting by the fireplace, drinking another glass of wine, wait for you to come home. All right, you come home. All right, dear, how you doing? You just take some from her. Oh, no, man. Angry little dude, shout out to you, man. It's a cold, evil world out there. That's why, hey, man, women have become modern women today for shit like that, bro. They don't want to be that no more. The reason why we have modern women is for men like J.R. Ewing. All right, these women are not going for that shit. This is when y'all say these wives need to submit, because when they submit, this is what they get from dudes. Okay, they get this from regular dudes that ain't even J.R. Ewing. They get this from bum niggies. All right, so they like, I'll be damned if we going back to that. They are not going back. Okay, so they's like, So these women will say independent. They'll live in a hovel. They'll live in 230 square feet, poor, living off the welfare, off the government, and selling pussy before they go back to this. Shout out to the ladies, man. All right, they are like, no way. I ain't putting up with this. But ladies, if you want to be my Sue Ellen, let me know. I'll give you a good life. I just need 3 wives. Shout out to our brother Mark Muhammad says, you're right, coach. Time goes by fast. Today I turned 57 years old. Thank you for enduring your hell and breaking through. He says that's that we can learn from your experience and your knowledge. The free agent lifestyle is just around the corner for me. Soon I will be free going through a divorce. Shout out to Martin Muhammad and happy birthday to you. Shout out to you. All right, man. I just need 3 social media wives. All right, we're going that level here. Hey guys, if you think the Black Manosphere is mad at me, wait till I do my next rendition of CGA, Living the Free Agent Lifestyle. My next edition gonna be crazy. They really gonna be upset. Them Uncle Tom bootlicking son husbands gonna be pissed. All right, I can't tell you more. All right, I can't tell you all the info, but there's even gonna be another transition of what you see on Instagram and on social media. We going full investment in it. They really gonna be pissed. Telly, David Blanchard says, I am siding with LeBron on this. Idle hands are the devil's playground. You got to keep them busy. Women are children with breasts. And one of my favorite coachisms, and that's our brother here, Chronicles of Judah. Women are children with breasts. Coach gang for life. I believe that too. If a woman's not busy, it's bad news. All right. Men are typically always busy. We're busy thinking and we're typically busy. It's hard to find. I don't know many lazy dudes. All right. And when I see a lazy dude, I just shake my head. But a woman that is not busy is bad news for you guys. Bad news. If that's your girlfriend, she should be busy. She should be busy as a bee. This is what makes housewives desirable for men, because women got to get the kids lacrosse and swimming and football practice together. She got to put her Pinterest board together. She got to be redecorated. But a busy woman is expensive. A busy woman is expensive. So if you want your wife busy, you got to get her the GMC Yukon or the Chevy Suburban or the Range Rover. Okay. Then you got to get her ass. This is if you have a woman that has children. You got to get her ass, be able to afford for her ass to be able to go pick the kids up on 3 different schedules, the middle school, the elementary, and the high school schedule. Get them kids orange slices, keep them their nutrition up so they don't have food insecurities and scarcity. You got to have her be able to put gas in the fucking tank and burn up all that gas, driving around the city, dropping kids off, picking kids up, taking them to Kumon and tutors and piano lessons and shit like that. All right. Soccer practice and basketball practice and club AAU and softball travel team and all that shit. All right. Planning the schedule, planning out itineraries and trip details and taking your American Express and ordering tickets and hotels and shit. Yo, that's expensive, man. That is an expensive woman. Picking up your dry cleaning every now and then, scheduling with the landscapers and the maids. Because if you don't have the money for that and she's doing it, oh, she gonna be pissed. Okay. An example of this is if you don't have the money and you live in an apartment doing it, and she got to go downstairs to the washing machine and take all them clothes downstairs to the apartment washing machine, and she got to do all that shit in that condition. You about to lose her, my G. You about to lose her. That bitch, she ain't gonna give you no damn pussy. You cook. Because so now she about to cook you. All right. She got to go down there and put quarters in and shit, or go down there and all the machines are taken up and she got to wait and throw her schedule off. And she going to say, honey, I need a washer and a dryer. You don't need that. Cook. You got to be cooked. So it costs to keep a woman busy. All right. She got to go to her chiropractor, her personal trainer, her massage therapist, her Pilates class, be able to pick up some matcha or go to the Juicy Juice presser juice. Okay. She got to go to the juice press, keep in shape, not gain no weight. Okay. She got to go get her goddamn Fin and her hormones and her peptide shots. Going to Costco. All right. Going to Costco. Right, bro. This is an expensive woman. And I've seen, go see Pookie. Go slide. That's why Pookie gonna be the personal trainer or somebody, the massage therapist. She gotta double. She gotta kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But I lived in suburban communities where I saw moms do this, and they were like chickens with their heads cut off. I mean, these were the true superheroes. They was doing all of this. And guys, if you grew up with a single mother, You never experienced this. You don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you grew up with a single mother or in black communities, you ain't rarely ever seen women like this. You got to go to middle class to upper middle class communities. Then you want her to take a shower and have her pussy all shaved up, and you want to have her nails done and her hair done, because guess what? You got to go to the country club. You got to go to the network meeting. You got to be seen. Dude, they be scheduling pictures with the family and the kids. Dude, I've seen women do this, and I'm like, whew, these are true stay-at-home moms. These are true stay-at-home moms. But these moms were expensive. Expensive. I mean, it was expensive to maintain that. I would have these dudes, and these dudes are typically the beta brads, right? These are the beta brads. And so these guys were the guys that wore the fucking, the cutoff puffer, the polo shirt and the Dockers and the loafers. Okay, this type of shit. And so these guys would just let her run the roost, and he would just come home. But what these guys would tell me is, damn, I got the American Express bill. And they would come home and they would and they would be like, man, that car went crazy. I can only imagine, because I see what damage I can do. I can imagine what a family of 4 or 5 suburban nights is putting on an American Express card. $40,000, $50,000, $30,000 a month. The wife just swiping. And don't let the holidays come up. Holidays come up. For Halloween, she got the motherfucking pumpkin patch and all the dressings around the house. Then they take all that down and put up the Christmas lights. They take all that down and put up Chinese New Year. They take all that down and they put up Halloween shit. Then they got to take the kids to cotillion, take them to the graduation party. Then they got to apply and get their kids into college. Bro, I'm just letting you know, y'all don't have the stomach. You do not have the stomach. Yep. Then they take all that down, put up Easter, take all that shit. Then y'all going on 2 or 3 summer vacations. Then come back for 4th of July. I see how they run it, and I'm like, man, I don't even have the stomach. And if you fuck up, and then, oh, by the way, your kids turn 16, they want a car. Not that fucking station wagon sitting in the driveway. Not that old BMW. They want a car. Dude, I saw a family that they apparently was definitely wealthy, very wealthy. And I don't know what they did, but one of the dad, they kind of looked like a schemer, you know what I mean? Probably siphoning money somewhere, or had probably own an agency where they fucking take people's money. But, she had her breast implants. The wife had the breast implants, and they had a couple of kids, and they had twin daughters right here. They had twin daughters, and the twin daughters were like these, bratty, pouty mouth white bitches. All right. Future white bitches of America, I used to call them. And they were just spoiled brats, or they was up to no good type shit. Then I saw them turn like 16 or 17. They both got brand new Jeeps. All right. And that was in addition to the G-Wagons and the BMWs and the shit that was in the driveway. And this is when I hear people be like, the truly rich don't buy shit like this. I'll be like, y'all so dumb. Do you live around rich people? Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. They have all of that shit and more. They got a watch collection in there. They got a $400,000 watch collection or better just sitting in the safe. So 2 Jeep Wranglers, custom. Yep, custom to match both of the twin white girls. All right, bratty white girls, bratty pouty face white girls, and they just had all that. Can't fuck with me shit. I was like, these probably guys spend a month what we spend in a year. They in 2 weeks they spend what we spend in a year. All right, big mansion and shit like this. I was like, oh my Lord, crazy, man. So relationships, women are expensive. You can find one that can live off the cheap, but it's harder to maintain even her because she sees how these other people live. All right. Did I get no government name? Says I saw an Instagram reel of a ninja saying that successful men don't cheat. I saw that one. They don't, because they either got so much to lose or they exercise their options. So rich, successful men don't cheat. I saw him saying that, but did he look successful? I would say no. He didn't look successful. He looked like he was on his way to be successful, but successful men definitely cheat. It's just how they cheat. or when they cheat. They probably cheated early, and then the wife started cheating on them late, and then now they got to go to marriage counseling. So the balance does shift a little bit. Successful men don't cheat, but he had a little overweight black woman as a wife or a girlfriend, and they were both young as well. So you can't take marital advice from young people. I mean, it's good that they're married, but they don't know. They don't know. Somebody says go to a luxury mall. Oh, dude, and women gonna shop, bruh. They going to Fashion Island. They're going to South Coast Plaza, and they just be swiping your fucking card. And by the way, I have my free ebook, 52 Things. I tell you guys, stay-at-home moms and wives are not cheap, but practice, do it. Just practice it. Just go all out on a woman. Hey, baby, you know what? Just go all out on her and just be like, you know what? For the week, for this week or this weekend, let's go all out. Don't say go all out. Just be like, just let the credit card rock. Okay. Let the credit card rock and don't look. Never look at a receipt. Just watch what she does. You're going to be absolutely flabbergasted at what she does. The bitch going to be at Aloe. She going to be at Ulta, Sephora, Target, Jamba Juice. She just gonna go crazy. Somebody said 5K a day, easy. On a weekend, 5K, no fucking sweat. She gonna be out at Mastro's ordering wine, losing her a woman will lose her mind if she doesn't know there's no bottom. And as soon as she hit that bottom and you ain't got no more, she gone. She is gone. If she realizes it's just up like Chuck. Then she look at the end of it, she gonna look at Louis Vuitton, like looking at you like, how far is that? She gonna be like, how far can we go? She'll spend up 5K and then want to spend up another 3K at Louis. She like, where's the bottom at? She gonna see how much you flinch. Once you see that once, you gonna realize that a woman will spend all their fucking money up. All of it. He said these brother scars gonna be maxed out. A woman will max you the fuck out and not bat an eye. Not bat an eye. Don't have a daughter on top of that. So I'm just saying, if you think women are budget friendly with another person's money, you out of your mind. They do that at jobs. They got a job. Guess what they do? That's what they do. They get the benefits at that job. What do? They grape them job benefits. They immediately book an appointment for eye exams, getting root canals, teeth pulled, therapy sessions. They using up all the shit. I get 20% off at Osh Gosh Bagosh. Bitch be over there using the Costco. They be at Western Union. Bitches be out there. They go crazy on them fucking benefits. They taking kids and cousins over there to get dental work. They at the doctor for a hangnail. They at the doctor. I got a $25, $50 copay and the insurance help the rest. Nigga, brother. They at the doctor every week. They at the dentist every other week. They gonna take them benefits and just turn, and they gonna be like, what? It's on the company plan. What's the problem? Now, guess what? A man feels guilty about using some benefits. We always be like, shit, you know what I mean? Like, I'll just pay cash. Fuck it. All right, now I don't want to have human resources going through my shit with a fine tooth comb all in my business. All right, so you'll just be like, oh man, men won't even use their medical benefits. We be out here dying of cancer at 16, all right, at 34 because we didn't use no benefits. Niggas teeth falling out, rotting in their mouth, and got benefits. Niggas blind as a bat, ain't ever got their eyes checked in 5 years. Had benefits the whole time. We walking in there blind as a fucking bat. Damn, all right, let me just go ahead and shit my fucking shit. Now you out there 5 years worth of vision benefits. And then they like, Oh, you can get these free glasses over there, or you can get like 30% off of these glasses. Nigga, you at the free glasses. Let me just get the free glasses. Not you walking out with them Coke bottle glasses and shit. You don't want the company to pay for the 70%. You don't want to pay the 70%. You getting a generic medication and shit. You didn't caught the clap. You don't even go to the doctor. Oh, fuck it. I'll just piss it out. I'll just piss it out. I'll just piss it until it stops burning. 3 weeks later, you finally go get your piss test. Oh, man, somebody, man, it's still burning. Men are completely different when it comes to resources. Why? Because this is why in our industry, resources are scarce to us. We have a scarcity. And we have a guilt complex that we spend in money, right? So we don't want to spend money. We want to save money. We don't want to use our last resource and end up with none. So we tend to see resources as scarce. We have food insecurity and we have a food scarcity. We have money scarcity. We don't know where the next check coming from. We don't know if we're going to get fired. We don't have access to safety net, social services. We can't get welfare and go to a fucking shelter. Like when we don't have none, it's over. So we'll have an extra 6 months of savings in our bank account. We just like, you never know, bro. So at some particular point, Nick, I can eat 8 strips of bacon, but I ain't gonna make 8 strips of bacon. That's a half a pack. All right, here's 2 strips of bacon, and that's good. But women get there. You want me to make you breakfast? Yeah, bitch. I'm like, damn, you use 8 strips of bacon? What the fuck? For one person? What kind of shit? We'll starve and eat a cup of noodles for 3 months and leftover spaghetti. And have a full-time job making $70K. Fuck it. Leftover spaghetti every week. Chicken breast and rice. And black beans. Fuck it. They come out one day and go through your whole weeks and months worth of fucking goddamn resources. One day. You like, what? Dude, I went in there and reached for my bacon the other day and I was like, one day you went through half a pack. All right. But she's like, hey, she was like, you asked me to cook. All right. You must be cooking for a big nigga, man, because I'm a little nigga with food insecurity. I don't know when my next dime gonna be. So shit, I be eating little strips of food. Like, not them. I had a Ling Ling used to make me rice over here. Man, she go through like 2 cups of rice just for the morning. Then she made me breakfast, 8 strips of bacon. She put like 12 scoops of rice, pancakes. I was just like, like, is this a feast? Bro, I got like 8 minutes to eat breakfast. What the fuck? All right. All right. Anyway. Man, people, bruh. Oh, man, these ladies, man. Shout out to the ladies out here using our resources up. Anyway, shout out to the Coach Gang. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for the support and continue watching. Peace. And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Yeah. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slap. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bay. Vibe blowing at my J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slap. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bay. Another milestone, look at that. Paper boy on my paper route till I'm 6 down on my back. I'm an old soul like my dad. My old girl still a fan. And yo girl at the live show, so don't act like I ain't the man. I'm kicking my feet up, get frank like Aretha. I'm calm but I'm teed up, just flip me a stack. The re-up just doubled up off of the muscle, I stuck to the task. They see me, I'm troubled, I'm bubbling up till it's stuck. And they want me to stay where I'm at. I'm good everywhere that I'm stepping, my presence is crucial. You know that this shit not on trend. On a big wave, I'm controlling the tide. Snake eyes when you rolling the dice. So with the stakes inside, I can never take another nigga advice. They can't reach the sky, I'm aiming up high. I just wanna know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like, I come from outside of this. Out the quicksand, I'm the big man, doing big things. Cop a big change, up a state lines, doing stage dives on cam. It ain't no limit to my vision. Check the temp, I'm on fire with it. Got the bands jumping out the bag, Prosecco on ice. I'm nobody nice, but run up a check. Demand my respect. I'm doing the most, I never quit. They want me to quit. I'm good as it come, I'm good as it gets. Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slap. Everything I do is